Welcome to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. It is the best time of the year in the great sport of college baseball. In Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 2-seed Tennessee, the winningest program in the country the last 7 years, stares down elimination against 4-seed VCU, the Atlantic 10 champions. Day one on the road to Omaha was wild. UCLA has been #1 in the country all season, yet they lost to 4-seed St. Mary's yesterday. Another top 4 national seed. Auburn lost to Milwaukee, and we had two 14-inning battles, Ole Miss and East Carolina, who got the win against Tennessee here. 16 regionals around the country, double elimination format. Winners bracket here. East Carolina gets the #5 national seed, North Carolina, in a monster in-state showdown tonight. With that, we say hello and thanks for joining us. Ben McDonald, Mike Monaco with you, and day one yesterday was incredible, whether that was here across 14 innings in Chapel Hill or anywhere else around the country.
Yeah, it was what we hoped it would be. And look, anytime 25% of your national seeds go down on day one, it's a big day. Then you get two 14-inning games, which has never happened before. Ole Miss and Arizona, and of course Tennessee and ECU. So what will day two be? But this is an elimination game, and it is win or go home right now.
We know today that we're going to see big-time premium arms on display around the country, and that includes right here with Tegan Kuhns, the Tennessee ace, who is top 20 on our ESPN MLB draft ranking.
Yeah, I tell you what, you talk about a big arm and a kid that's taken a big jump from his freshman year to this year, his sophomore year. He is a draftable sophomore. You look what he's done all year long, a 3.39 ERA and 100 strikeouts, both top 10 in the SEC, and he is a strike thrower too. 15 walks to go along with 100 strikeouts in just 77 innings of work. So when you're Tennessee and you're trying to advance, you're going to lean on your best, and Kuhns has been one of the best in the business.
He's going to face a VCU offense that had to face North Carolina yesterday. North Carolina is one of the best pitching staffs in the country. VCU needs more offensively against a tough customer in Kuhns.
Yeah, and the weird thing is VCU was hot coming in. You look at what they did in the A-10 tournament in 6 ball games. They averaged nearly 6 runs per game, but offensively they couldn't get anything going. Matter of fact, North Carolina and VCU had the only shutout in baseball yesterday, so VCU going to have to come up with some big hits when they get those opportunities with runners in scoring position.
Strap in today, folks. We got 14+ hours of college baseball on our ESPN family of networks. Next up, Vols and Rams. 38 wins for Tennessee, the 2 seed here in Chapel Hill, an offense that really got in gear to the back half of the season. And Henry Ford, team high 20 home runs, had a dramatic game-tying home run in the 9th inning yesterday against East Carolina, but in a losing effort for Tennessee. Today they go up against the 23-year-old fifth-year senior right-hander, Sherwood, Oregon native, Eli Holbert, who is third in the Atlantic 10 in ERA, second on this team in innings pitched. And Big Ben, he can run it up there into the mid-90s.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, it's got a good sink to the fastball as well. A lot of two-seam fastballs. The slider seems to be his best pitch. Opponent's hitting .069 off of that slider, which is a big-time number. Began the year in the bullpen, of course, coming off of Tommy John surgery. Didn't throw a whole lot going into this year, but began the year in the bullpen, and because of performance and kind of taking it slow with Tommy John, they kind of ramped him up. And as of late, he's been in that rotation. And I tell you what, he has not disappointed.
So college careers and seasons hang in the balance today with these elimination games, double elimination format at these 16 regionals across the country. So important to win that first game yesterday, because if you don't, you got to come out of the elimination bracket today. Yeah,
you feel for Tennessee because it was back and forth against ECU, lost a heartbreaker. Can they kind of regain it and get it going? But in the back of your mind, you're not supposed to think about your season could be over. But in the back of all these kids' mind, they know it's win or go home in this ballgame.
95 at the knees to start out with strike one from Eli Holbert to Garrett Wright, the Ohio native, team leader in OPS coming into the weekend. 2 years at Bowling Green and now a year with the Vols. Preseason All-American, had some hard contact yesterday. He will wear a lot of pitches. He takes a sinker that runs away from Holbert and a base runner to start for Tennessee.
Good start for Tennessee, and they need to get out quickly in this one.
Back and forth for Tennessee against East Carolina yesterday. It felt like each team just kept coming up with answers, but in the end, a 4-run 14th inning for East Carolina.
Well, in Tennessee, you know, their bread and butter is that offense, and 113 homers on the year, the 7th most in the country. But from a runners in scoring position, they had their opportunities in Tennessee. Only 1 for 10 yesterday against ECU, and that's really where the game was lost for Tennessee. Typically, they're a very good team hitting with runners in scoring position, what I like to call the red zone offense, but only 1 for 10 yesterday.
We saw how big the red zone was in both games here in Chapel Hill, of course, around the country yesterday. This is Blake Grimmer, professional at bats from the second baseman. He gets under one in the air to right at Trent Adelman. One away. And Josh Elander said after the game yesterday, first-year head coach, promoted when Tony Vitello took the San Francisco Giants job, that he felt like East Carolina was just a little bit better executing in the big spots than Tennessee was. And he said, what a crazy game yesterday was.
That's fair. I mean, when he talks about execution, he's talking about getting some bunts down. Tennessee had some opportunities with some sacrifice bunts, couldn't get them down. ECU got their bunts down, and ECU was just a little bit better in runners in scoring position.
Here's a batter in Henry Ford who had one of those dramatic swings. Tennessee was down to its final out, bottom of the 9th inning, and Ford in a 2-1 count, homered to left.
Boy, you talk about a no-doubter, too. His 20th long ball of the season for Ford.
Walked a couple times, too. Virginia transfer, who's from Charlottesville. Arrived on Rocky Top for this season and is 111th on our ESPN MLB draft board. It's one of the things you're going to see if you're watching games around the country today. So many high-end prospects on display.
Eli Holbert just trying to figure it out, man. It's the first inning blues for a lot of starting pitchers, man. You're trying to control your heartbeat. You know what's at stake today. He's just kind of feeling it out, see what's working so far. That's a good slider.
This was the home run from Ford yesterday to tie the game and play on against a big-time arm in Ethan Norby.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that was a big-time move to the ball. That ball was borderline even a strike, kind of up and in on Ford, but boy, he got the hands in tight to the body and found the barrel, and off it went. There's a good one.
Really good looking slider from Eli Holbert for out number 2.
But that's the bread and butter. I mean, D1 slider is swung and missed about 31% of the time, to kind of give you an idea. When you look at Eli Holbert's slider, it's missed 55% of the time. So that's a big time number. And when he throws it right there, because again, he speeds you up. It's a mid-90s fastball. So you got to kind of get your foot down and you got to go. You got to commit to hitting the fastball. And when he spins that good slider in there, it is tough to navigate.
Trent Grindlinger, talented true freshman, is the batter with 2 outs. We were talking to Eli Holbert's catcher, Jacob Lee, before the game. He said it's a really quick arm, good sinker, good slider, and with the sinker, Jacob Lee was saying to us, he will blow your thumbs off with that arm side run.
I could see that. If he starts on the inner third to the right-handers, he can get in that kitchen a little bit. We can also backdoor it from what we hear. He can start it off the outside edge to the right-hander and just kind of bring it back. He can front hip it to the left-handers.
2-0 on Trent Grindlinger, a native of Huntington Beach, California. Second on the Vols in OPS. And he goes backside with a hard hit line drive single. Garrett Wright goes first to third. And Tennessee's got him at the corners here in the first inning.
Well, I tell you, for Grindlinger, just a true freshman, it's an advanced approach for me. Like, he's just going to kind of hit it where it's pitched. He's got a great understanding for a freshman of the strike zone. And watch this move. I mean, this is going up kind of top shelf right here. Just an inside out swing and just shoves it to the backside of the field. So a first and third, 2-out situation. And Tennessee will have their first opportunity of the day with a runner in score position. And Garrett Wright easily goes first to third.
Yeah, Josh Elander told us for Grindlinger, everything just seems slow for him. And now a chance for Levi Clark, sophomore from Marietta, Georgia. High expectations entering this year on the strength of a very good freshman season last year. Got off to a slow start, but then in SEC play, man, he went to work. League play was an OPS better than 1,000 in a big month of May. 0-2.
Well, that's kind of Tennessee's story a little bit. A little bit of a slow start to them. When you talk about conference play, they only won, what, 1 of their first 4 SEC series, but then they win 4 of their final 6 SEC series, and they knocked off some big teams at the end. They knocked off Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, and swept Mississippi State down the stretch. So that offense did get much better for Tennessee.
Clark pops this one up toward the second base bag, and Alec Warden puts it away. And Tennessee leaves 2. Eli Holbert does a nice job stabilizing in the top of the first in this elimination game. The NCAA Baseball Regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? And in part by VisionWorks. See the difference. VCU coming up for the first time here in Chapel Hill. Day 2 of action across the country. This is an offense that was 4th best in the Atlantic 10 in terms of runs per game. And Michael Petit, super toolsy JUCO transfer center fielder with massive pop. He leads the team in stolen bases and had a 400+ on base percentage. As these Rams go up against one of the super talented arms in college baseball in Tegan Coons, a draft-eligible sophomore.
Yeah, this VCU offense will have their hands full today. Tegan Coons can do it, man. The fastball, he can work it up in his own, and that's what he likes to do. He likes an elevated fastball because it sets up a really good curveball, which is his best secondary offering. So it's a mid-90s fastball with some analytical data to it. He wants to attack right at the top of the strike zone, and it sets up the breaking ball right out of that same window.
NCAA tournament debut for Tegan Coons, who had some very nice moments last year as a true freshman on Tony Vitello's team. He pitched in the SEC tournament last year, but did not pitch at all in the regional or super regionals rounds. And so it's a big stage for him, even in an elimination game today. And Tegan Coons makes his tourney debut.
Yeah, he didn't pitch in the SEC tournament this year either. So the last time he's been on the mound was on the 14th of May, and that was against Oklahoma. Went 5 innings, gave up 4 runs and 108 pitches. But he had that growth, man. And I tell you what, when I mean growth from freshman year to sophomore year. Took a big jump, and is expected to be right around 18th to 20th in the MLB draft in July coming up.
He pitches today to save Tennessee's season. He faces Dante DeFranco, and it's 95 upstairs for ball 1. DeFranco, a 6th-year senior shortstop, transfer from Charlotte, where he spent 5 seasons. He's a native of Hillsborough, North Carolina, 20 minutes away from here. Pops this one up and out of play. So the whole team got into town here in Chapel Hill the other day, and the DeFranco family had the VCU Rams over for dinner.
Oh, that's nice. Very nice. What was dinner? Any idea?
I don't know yet.
Barbecue.
I hope so. Maybe carbo load before the big weekend.
Could have been a pastalaya, jambalaya too. If you feed that many hungry mouths, sometimes the jambalaya is the best way to go.
What about a little etouffee?
That would work too.
1-2. Breaking ball down, and DeFranco offered at it and punches out. So up with the fastball, and you can go down with the breaking ball.
And that's what he's going to do. Tegan Coons loves the heater up and breaking ball down. And it's hard to hold you swinging. That breaking ball's got a lot of spin. And we talked about it. Opponents only hitting 193 off of Tegan Coons' curveball so far this year.
That was a very good curve to get DeFranco. And now the junior center fielder Michael Petit from Melbourne, Florida, second on the team in OPS. 2 years of junior college baseball at Miami-Dade, who his head coach Sean Thompson said to us is extremely dynamic as a player, just as an athlete. So this guy can make plays no one else on our team can make, and he can hit it as far as anyone.
Well, that's going to be the key, in my opinion, for VCU, is pushing the fastball from Coons down into the strike zone. If they're going to chase 95 above the top of the belt, it's going to be tough.
And then if you get some breaking balls up like that, you got to do damage.
Yeah, and when you face a guy like Coons, whose stuff is really, I mean, it's first-round stuff, and that's why he's going to be a first-round draft pick. You got to look for some mistakes and hope for some mistakes, because if he's on his game, like he has been, I mean, you look what he did this year. He punched out 15, did Coons, against the University of Texas in SEC play. That's a big-time number.
Yeah, second to last weekend of the regular season. Most by a Tennessee pitcher since 2005.
And that's a top 8 national seed. He did that too. It wasn't a weak offense at all.
2-2. Up high and a full count. It's exactly what you said. You got to push the fastball down.
Yes, you got to put, and I'm sure in the scouting report at the hitters meeting for VCU, that was the main thing is, hey, he's going to attack in the top of the zone, but we got to be very selective at the top of the zone. I don't mind you swinging the ball in the strike zone, but the one that's above it, we got to figure out a way to lay off of it. Now, that's a lot easier said than done. Man, hitters see that ball. You see it so good when it's up, and you think you can get to it, but with the analytical data that he has and the velocity, it's a tough pitch to cover.
7th pitch of the plate appearance. Tegan Coons against Michael Petit. 3-2. Just inside. Really good plate appearance from Petit, the one-out base runner for VCU, whose head coach is the youngest head coach in college baseball. Sean Thompson, 30 years old. He was a pitcher for this program for 4 years. Pitching coach, he got promoted a couple seasons ago when the current head coach at VCU, Bradley LaCroix, left to take the Liberty job. Liberty, a tournament team who got a win yesterday against Boston College. And Sean Thompson, you saw a 20-win turnaround from last year.
Gosh, that is a big-time improvement. And he is so young, too, man. We were talking to him the other day. I felt like we were interviewing one of the players. That's what it felt like to me. See Petit, 22 for 24, man. He can go a little bit. DeFranco at the top and Petit, they'll take an extra 90 on you.
Tig Lethard is the batter, fifth-year senior from Woodbury, Minnesota. And what a turnaround for this VCU squad. Got hot end of the year. They go 20-10 in the Atlantic 10 Conference, and then they won the Atlantic 10 tournament in Tysons, Virginia. Lethard to third. Henry Ford gobbles. Petit on the move. 2 down, and Petit in the scoring position.
Like a little hit and run action right there. Petit off and moving. You got to swing, trying to hit it to the backside of the field because that's where the hole is. The shift was on the shortstop. Marin was kind of swung over almost right behind second base, so a big hole in the backside.
And a chance for VCU to strike first with their best player, Jacob Lee. First pitch swinging for the sophomore from Chesterfield, Virginia. Leads the team in home runs and OPS. Entered the weekend tied for first in RBIs. And in the A-10, one of the best bats. Third in the conference with that OPS you see better than 1100. Somehow wasn't on an all-conference team.
How did that happen?
But make no mistake, he is one of their best in the league.
Yeah, he's big and physical, too.
Manny Marin could not catch it on the fly, and the inning continues. Kind of a sinking line drive at Manny Marin, who couldn't convert it into an out to end the inning.
I don't know if that ball was knuckling a little bit or what it was doing. Manny Marin normally pretty sure-handed over at shortstop. We'll take another look at it. Just a line drive off the bat. Yeah, that ball's knuckling. You could tell the way he went after it.
And so the inning continues for Nick Flores. Left fielder in the 5 spot. Takes a breaking ball that's called a strike to the sophomore from Royersford, Pennsylvania. Flores has had 2 very nice seasons at VCU. Second-year starter. Able to play some second base also. 0-2 from Tegan Coons.
Flores has had a nice year hitting with runners in score position. Comes in hitting .310 in these moments. Such a big outing for Tegan Coons, right? I mean, Tennessee used a lot of their bullpen arms yesterday in a 13-inning ball game. They need the length from him. When I mean length, I'm talking about 6 or 7 innings. That kind of length.
Here in the first is 0-2. Flores strikes out on 96 up the ladder from Tegan Coons. And Tegan Coons counters by leaving 2 with a K-strut to finish the first.
A bracket of 64 down to its final 2. Tennessee and A&M with a national championship on the line. That ball is hammered. What a start for the Vols. Rounding and coming home. We got to play at the plate. Safe at the plate.
Hunter Inslee just pulls a Houdini act.
Swing and a miss for the first time. Rocky Top reaches the mountaintop. They are the World Series champions.
What an incredible team that was.
Gosh.
2 years ago for the Vols.
I'm talking about start to finish. They just dominated everything from start to finish. So rare to be able to do that, but that was a real team. One of the best teams I've ever seen.
And this has been the decade of Tennessee. Again, if you look at wins or winning percentage since the start of the 2020 season, Tennessee is the best in the country in both categories.
Yeah, I mean, the last 5 years, that's what I did. Going into this year, they've averaged 51 wins per season. I mean, who does that? Especially in today's competition, the way it is within the SEC.
Reese Chapman leads off in the second against Eli Holbert. Of course, LSU's got a couple national titles here these last few years, so they're right there with them. But in terms of sustained success, the entire season, Tennessee with the most wins.
I mean, when Tony Vitello got to Tennessee, it didn't take him long to turn that program around and get it rolling in the right direction. And obviously, Josh Elander been through it all.
And Elander taking over, getting the promotion to the top job back in the fall. Season started where they were preseason number 14, and they had some wobbles. Josh Elander said it wasn't smooth sailing this whole year, but you mentioned a real good finish to the year. Swept Mississippi State on the road. Took 2 out of 3 against Alabama, a top 8 national seed. 2 out of 3 against Texas, a top 8 national seed. And 2 of 3 at Oklahoma, who's a 2 seed in this tournament also.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard the saying a million times. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the idea is hopefully be peaking towards the end of the season when you start to play your best ball. Speaking of best ball, that's a pretty good fastball up and away right there. We got 2 dudes on the mound today. 2 guys that's going to push it up in the mid-90s and go a little bit above it. Now, do it a little bit differently. You can see the spin on that ball. You see that late action kind of left to right. That's the 2-seam fastball. And Holbert's going to lean hard on that 2-seam fastball. So he's more of a east to west kind of guy, sinker slider guy, whereas Coons is more of a top shelf fastball guy and a curveball guy. So they kind of do it 2 different ways.
And with similar velocity, to your point. Here's Stone Lawless, who's getting the start today. Redshirt sophomore from Huntsville, Alabama, who's a leader on this team. Really good job controlling the pitching staff and leading that group. And it's a different looking lineup today for Josh Elander, with Lawless doing the catching. Jay Abernathy still gets a start in center. He's in the 9th spot, and so that bumps Garrett Wright to left, and Blaine Brown, who was a prize transfer from Rice, he comes out of the lineup. So it looks different today for Josh Elander.
I like how you said that too, right to left.
You like that?
Yeah.
You're on your game early on.
Too much coffee.
There's no.
It was a long day yesterday.
And you were up late working on your scouting reports too. We had a full moon last night.
Yeah, the Rougarou was out on the bayou last night, I promise you. The Rougarou is real, folks. Look it up. Just Google it. It's there.
A caffeinated Ben McDonald's. Here comes the 1-2. Lawless on the ground to short, and Dante DeFranco 2 down. That's a good looking start for Eli Holbert, who, look, he was familiar with this coaching staff, Sean Thompson and the pitching coach Joe Howie. And you said just kind of kept coming as the season went along, back third of the bullpen to begin the year. They had an injury to their Friday starter at the outset of the season, Phoenix DeGiacomo. So then Eli Holbert was giving length and relief, moved into the starting rotation, and the stuff's really good.
Yeah.
He's been one of the best in the A-10.
And I love how they ramped him up too. I mean, you know, coming off of Tommy John surgery, you got to be careful with those guys. You know, when you don't pitch for a while, you take 18 months off and you don't have any competition, a lot of times it's important to a slow ramp up to kind of get a feel for everything. And that's kind of what it was. He started in the bullpen, didn't throw a whole lot of back-to-back days early, and then the stuff started to come.
Sword alert from Eli Holbert to Manny Marin, shortstop in the 8th spot from Hialeah, Florida.
Well, you're starting to see that slider and why it's been so good for Hobart. I mean, 55% swing and miss is way off the charts.
This is pulled by Manny Marin. He dumps it down into left field, a base hit. Big turn. Marin will stop there with a 2-out single on a hanger from Eli Hobart.
Yeah, we could talk about spin rates and we could talk about whiff rates, but when you throw it right there, it's going to tend to get barreled up. Trying to get this ball down the way, and it's just a hanger just about letter high in the heart of the plate. Marin just kind of goes out and finds the barrel, circles it out to left field, so a 2-out single.
On in front of Jay Abernathy. Jay Abernathy, sophomore center fielder from Ackworth, Georgia. Arrived with big expectations. Abernathy was a top 75 player in his class according to Perfect Game. And last year entering the season, D1 Baseball pegged Abernathy as the #2 impact freshman in the entire Southeastern Conference, only behind LSU's Derek Curiel, who, if he wants to, has a chance to be a draft eligible sophomore. Curiel does.
Yeah. He's projected in the first round as well. I don't see him coming back to Baton Rouge. I think a lot of the folks hope he does. Yeah. I don't think it's happening.
Premium speed, meantime, for Abernathy. Very good defender in center.
Yeah, Tennessee doesn't steal a lot of bases. It's not their game. It's more about the power, obviously, and blowing the ball out of the ballpark. Only 39 stolen bases, but Abernathy's one of those guys that will take an extra 90. You see Marin, he is 5 for 5.
Knee-high strike. Great spot from Eli Hobart.
That's where he wants to be with that two-seamer is down.
Eli Hobart began his career with 2 years of JUCO ball. He had a chance to sign to pro ball out of junior college, but instead went to Coastal Carolina. 2 years with the Shots. 2 years ago, he made 2 appearances, but then the injury, and last year didn't pitch there at all. Mentioned the Tommy John in his past. That was first year with VCU. Abernathy backside past the dive of Nate Kirkpatrick. 2-out stirrings from the bottom of Tennessee's order, and 2 on again for the Vols.
That's what Tennessee needs. They need production from the bottom part of that lineup to roll it back to the top. That's 2 really good swings, and I love this swing here by Abernathy. Let it travel, let it get deep, respect that slider, and just pelt it the other way. But can Tennessee come through with runners in scoring position? That's what hurt them yesterday.
They go back to the top for Garrett Wright. Leadoff man got hit by a pitch to begin the ball game. Takes 96, top of the zone for strike 1. Josh Elander said to us the other day, Garrett Wright recently has been scorching hot. Kind of a gritty throwback player who will frequently get hit by pitches. By the way, if you're watching on Squeeze Play, welcome to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Ben McDonald, Mike Monaco with you. If you're watching on ESPN, Squeeze Play coverage is always available this weekend on ESPN Plus. It's like Red Zone to consume all these games around the country. 1-1. Up and in, and it hits right again. And Tennessee's got the bases loaded with 2 outs here in the second.
So back-to-back at-bats. Garrett Wright has been hit. And Hobart will do this every now and then. He likes the 2-seam fastball. Of course, it's got that late left to right action in it. Did that get him on the hand?
Couldn't tell exactly.
The way it sounded, it almost came off the knob of the bat, but I guess it didn't.
Now this will prompt a visit from VCU's pitching coach, JoJo Howie. Let's see, where did it get him?
Where did it get him? He starts to commit a swing. Let's see. Yeah, he got him on it. He got him on his left hand.
Kind of the side of the left hand, it looks like. Little grimace from Garrett Wright. Again, he makes a living of this. They call him the soldier.
Well, we see more and more guys at the collegiate level and at the big league level getting hit on their hands and their wrists. And the reason is velocities continue to go up. So hitters have to get their foot down and they have to get it started. You know, when you're facing 95, 96, and a lot of times you expose yourself. There was a time many years ago you were taught to kind of turn in and take it off the shoulder or the back, but now guys just don't have time to do that.
Hey, we just mentioned it, but ESPN's the home for NCAA college baseball regionals. And for around the clock, and we mean around the clock, Mike Rooney can attest with his caffeine. Multi-game coverage, you can scan that QR code below. ESPN Plus subscribers can get all of that coverage with Squeeze Play. Chris Burke, Vol for Life, Chris Button, and Matt Schick. Bases loaded, Blake Grimmer. He takes strike one, dotted away to begin to Tennessee's two-hitter who flew to right his first time. Grimmer 2 hits yesterday. He crushed a pull-side home run in the 4th inning against East Carolina, then had an RBI single in the 13th. That's up and away with a slider. Manny Marin had a 2-out pull-side single. Then Jay Abernathy went backside with a base knock, and Garrett Wright got hit again. So they're loaded for the guy they call the Grim Reaper from Spring Lake, Michigan. 1-1. Up and away. And Holbert's had a few big misses.
Yeah, he's struggling with the off-speed stuff right now. Fastball command's pretty decent. He is struggling with that slider and the changeup.
It's already been a 23-pitch inning for Eli Holbert. Tense moments for Sean Thompson in this elimination game. 2-2.
You never know how these pitchers bounce back. You know, and if you look at Eli Holbert, he threw twice in the A-10 tournament. On the 21st of May, he threw 90 pitches at the start and then just took 1 day off and threw 37 pitches just 2 days later.
Yeah, that was Saturday when he came back in that 18-16 marathon that they had to win. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Eli Holbert digs deep with a strikeout to leave the bases loaded.
Oh, that's big time right there. Bases loaded, no problem for the big fella. Eli Holbert with a punch out to get VCU off the field.
Year 1 to year 2 as the head coach for Sean Thompson. Huge improvement for a program that's got a lot of really good history in the Atlantic 10. It's their 4th regional in the last 6 years. And this program went to a super regional in 2015 with Sean Thompson winning the decisive game against Dallas Baptist, who was the host in that. That was a regional that had Dallas Baptist. It had a Texas team coached by Augie Garrido and an Oregon State team coached by Pat Casey. Wow. And VCU, with a freshman pitcher, Sean Thompson, was able to get to a super regional.
Sean Thompson had an incredible career at VCU, man. 27 career wins, the second most in VCU history. And he was a horse, too. I'm talking about 300 innings pitched in 4 years.
Nate Kirkpatrick leads off against Tegan Kuhns. Sean Thompson has said that the VCU program has always been about tough guys who just love competing, want to play baseball at a high level. He feels like that's what this year's group has been. And Sean Thompson has said they've gotten us back on track to where we were. Filthy curveball from Tegan Kuhns, who has fanned 3, 2 of them on the hook.
That's Kuhns at his best. Elevated fastball to get to 2 strikes. And after he throws that elevated fastball, you know what's coming next. And it's a good breaking ball out of the same window, starts in the same spot, but you can see the difference. Instead of it staying up high, the breaking ball right down at the bottom of the knees. And that's exactly what Kuhns wants to do. Elevated heaters, breaking balls down.
Starts with a fastball up to the first baseman in the 7 spot, Quinn Mayer, redshirt junior from Colorado Springs, with a great glove. 3 years of JUCO ball, including a gold glove last season. Boy, there's a lot of life on the fastball from Tegan Kuhns.
Yeah. Speaking of defense, we saw some tremendous defensive plays yesterday by all 4 of the teams.
Especially at first base.
Yes. We had a little bit of everything yesterday, including a 14-inning ball game.
Yeah.
All right. Elevated fastball. Does he go back to the breaking ball here? Oh, he goes twice.
Set up the breaking ball down now.
You would think so. After 2 elevated heaters, you change the eye level.
Tegan Kuhns, 2-2. Beauty. The curveball is dialed in early for Tegan Kuhns, who looks pretty comfortable.
Yes, he
and confident.
does. Looks like Uncle Charlie was on the pass list for Tegan Kuhns today. I'm telling you what, spin them if you got them. He is spinning that breaking ball today. You can't throw one any better than this right here.
4 Ks, including 3 straight for Tegan Kuhns. Here's Alec Warden, redshirt freshman, Pittsburgh native, and Penn State transfer. Who else do we think's on the pass list today? Anyone special?
I don't know, but Uncle Charlie's definitely here.
Tegan Kuhns looks locked in. His 0-1. Just powering ahead. Fastball and the curveball sharp.
That's kind of what we thought we would see. Heavy on the fastball. Normally uses about 56% of the time, and then it's about 23% curveballs after that. Occasional slider, occasional changeup.
His 0-2. Tegan Kuhns strikes out the side and is fanned 4 in a row. You might be saying not today for his opponent. Man.
Boy, Tegan Kuhns is amped up today. Fastball's been up to 96, a wipeout breaking ball. Punches out the side, the final pitch, a good 4-seamer just above the belt. 5 punch-outs for Kuhns so far.
Big B, and you said it, a quarter of the top 16 national seeds lost yesterday. So how about these 4 elimination games today?
That's hard to believe. 4 of your top 10 national seeds go down in day 1.
Auburn lost to Milwaukee, who had an onslaught of offense against one of the best pitching staffs in the country. Auburn's going to go up against NC State after us here on ESPN. And for NC State, their head coach, Elliott Avent, has announced he's retiring at the end of the season.
I saw that.
I want to give a shout out to Elliott Avent, who is one of the biggest baseball lovers you will find anywhere. He's one of the winningest coaches in the sport's history. He's had so much success, so many teams in Omaha.
So many great players, too. I mean, he's developed some real dudes, too. And just as good as a coach as he is, he's even a better person, in my opinion. Just a wonderful guy.
Agreed.
Wonderful guy.
We've loved chatting with him at any stop around the college baseball season, including a couple years ago in Omaha. You never know where an Elliott Avent conversation is going to go. He is so smart about baseball. Elimination games here to start your Saturday in the world of college baseball. Henry Ford is leading off for Tennessee. 3-4-5, second time through against VCU starter Eli Holbert, with both these teams trying to get to tomorrow. And they would face early tomorrow whoever loses tonight in this regional. Winners bracket game tonight between North Carolina and East Carolina. Big Eli Holbert deals with a fastball at 95. Henry Ford struck out in the first inning on a good slider from Holbert. A 23-year-old from the state of Oregon. Pinpoint with 96 through the back door. What a way. NCAA regional coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more info, you can visit ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. Boy, when it's good from Eli Holbert, huh?
When he gets it dialed in, I'll tell you what, the fastball's been pretty good. The command is pretty good. If he can get that breaking ball going, that slider of his, or the changeup, he could give Tennessee some fits today.
He's got a cutter too, but his catcher Jacob Lee was telling us pregame, Holbert doesn't really throw the cutter. Sinker to the inside edge to start out Trent Grindlinger. Really talented freshman who grabbed a roll right around the midway point of the season, and now he's been hitting cleanup for the Vols. Some big exit velos and just a great feel to hit. Off the glove of the second baseman Alec Warden, trying to go up the ladder. And Grindlinger gets aboard with one out here in the third. Warden's looking down at his glove.
Yeah, I think if you'd asked Alec Warden after the game whether he should have caught that ball, he would tell you yes. Was an extremely difficult play. He's positioned perfectly, and just a soft liner off the end of the bat. It goes up. That ball just rattles around his glove. I mean, he had it right in the center of his glove. See it rattle right there? Pops out. That'll go down as a single.
Some frustration for VCU. Very little margin for error facing this SEC power in Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee's not one of these offenses you want to give extra opportunities to. VCU's going to have to make the plays on defense.
Now Levi Clark, who popped the second his first time. Mentioned his slow start to the season. Josh Elander was saying to us the other day, it wasn't anything physical with Levi Clark. There's more mental side for him in the box.
Well, Holbert just dotting eyes on the outside part of the plate to the right-handers. And he loves that two-seam fastball because he can backdoor it. He can start it just off the outside edge and just have it work gently back over.
Clark strikes out on a beautiful slider, and 5 Ks for Eli Holbert.
Man, I tell you what, anything turned like that ought to have a blinker on it. That thing went hard right to left. Watch this pitch right here. Looks like a heater, and it just disappears down and away. That's the one. If Holbert gets going now, he could rack up some strikeouts.
Because you've said that the sinker's been good and the command's been really good. with the fastball for Eli Holbert.
And he set that up perfectly because it was a two-seamer down on the way to get to 2 strikes. And then out of the same window, here comes the slider going right to left.
2 outs for Reese Chapman, Tennessee's senior right fielder from Parker, Colorado. Came into the weekend 3rd on the team in OPS and came back yesterday from a broken bone in his face, what is called the zygomatic arch. Let's just call it a cheekbone or so.
Keep it simple for me. I like it simple, the cheekbone.
Reese took a line drive off the face in practice last week at a conference tournament in Hoover, Alabama. He's wearing a mask in the outfield, but he's not wearing it in the batter's box because, of course, he didn't want it to impact his vision.
Zygomatic, is that what you said?
Zygomatic.
Zygomatic, okay.
A Z, a Y, and
Learn
G.
something today. Zygomatic.
We try to educate. Chapman cranks one foul, and it's 1-2. Cutter, changeup there. It was 1 of the 2. I think the changeup at 88.
You know, our scouting report says changeup, but I've been watching Holbert, and he goes to a split finger grip on the mound every now and then. So I'm wondering if it's a splitter, because every now and then I'm looking at him on the mound. See that grip right there? That's almost like a split grip,
like a Vulcan changeup. The Vulcan change with the 4 fingers separated in pairs of 2s. Backdoor slider just missed. Well, you can see that Eli Holbert's getting better feel for that slider, kind of kicking his leg around like he's got some swagger on the mound.
He's a big guy too, man. 6'3", 240 pounds.
His 2-2. Chapman in the air, left field, hit well. Flores back. See ya. Reese Chapman goes oppo, and the Vols strike first.
Boy, you talk about a big-time swing right there by Reese Chapman. Fastball working away from him, man. He didn't try to pull it off. Let it travel, let it get deep, and found the barrel to the backside of the field. Reese Chapman's 11th long ball of the year, his 46th RBI, and the Vols strike first in this elimination game. How pretty is this swing, man? Hands go first, the barrel behind it, elevated 2-seamer, and he knew it when he touched it. He had a 2-run lead for the Vols. And now how big was the play not made out at second base by Warden?
There would have been 2 outs, bases empty, and then after that, Levi Clark had struck out. And now Stone Lawless skies one to left, and Nick Flores inning over. But a beautiful swing from one of the leaders for Tennessee. Reese Chapman gets Tennessee started.
Do it, Reese Chapman. Tennessee been struggling, coming up with big base hits, but not in this swing right here. Gets him an elevated 2-seamer and just buries it out to left field. Ball's on top, 2-0 in this one.
on the real fun. Just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
2 weeks from yesterday, the field of 8 gets going at the Men's College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska, and we cannot wait to be there. Most Men's College World Series championships in history. USC with a dozen, and then the Fighting Tigers.
Yeah. Well, my Tigers took it on the chin this year.
Here's a line drive laced to left by Trent Adelman, and it's gone to get VCU on the board with a rocket here in the 3rd.
Hey, now. That's what you call answering right back out of the 9-hole, too. Alderman's 5th long ball, his 43rd RBI. And boy, was he hunting a fastball top shelf and didn't miss it. That's what you call the old ambush right there. And I think if you're VCU, this is where you got to hunt the fastball, because, again, it's where Coons likes to throw it. Now, it's going to play better for him when it's a little bit above that. And Alderman, boy, he knew it when he touched it, Mikey. He had a long ball.
How about 417 feet for Trent Adelman, junior from Maryland. Now we've got the umpires coming together here to conference, and they just summoned VCU head coach Sean Thompson out to discuss.
I mean, what's this about? A celebration? I mean,
Michael Hinojosa is the home plate umpire, and then Mark Wagers is the third base umpire. Discussing this.
I didn't see anything egregious about that celebration at all.
I mean, he got it.
He got it. I mean, I'm okay with this. What's he do with the bat? A little bit of a bat flip. I mean, come on. Let the kids play, man.
I mean, he did carry it for a while, but I don't think it was with any intent to insult or incite the opponent. I think it was just truly off the bat, kind of gauging it in a ballpark you haven't played in before yesterday.
This is when, you know, for me, the umpires have to have a feel for the game and what's going on. This is elimination, man. These kids are invested. The coaches are invested. It's win or go home. I didn't see anything egregious with that at all.
And so maybe a warning just for how
That's
long
probably what it's going to be,
carried.
as a warning.
We'll let you know if we get any word. Back to the top, Dante DeFranco. I mean, it doesn't change the fact that that thing was kissed by Trent Adelman. 417, 103 off the bat. Very similar to the home run that he hit Sunday in the Atlantic 10 title game against the University of Rhode Island. 2-run homer to left field, laser over the scoreboard in that big game for VCU to even get here to the NCAA tournament.
That one was touched.
Steady stream of curveballs from Tegan Coons with some fury to answer back, and Coons with a half-dozen Ks. So 1 down, base is empty. 1-run ball game in this elimination game. And here's Michael Petit. Speaking of baseballs that have been hammered this year, Petit had a home run earlier this year that went 461 feet against Fordham. This guy's got the second hardest average exit velos on the team, ever so slightly behind the superstar catcher Jacob Lee. There's the slider from Coons. And Petit just crushed a 3-1 fastball in that game against Fordham earlier this year. And they were playing at Fordham's football stadium, so it went basically to the seats there. He tomahawks this one up into the air and foul ground. Henry Ford gives it a look, but no play on it. And it's 1-2. There's a lot of tools to like about Michael Petit. Petit was teammates in his junior college career at Miami-Dade with David Ortiz's son, D'Angelo Ortiz. Big Poppy, Little Poppy, and Michael Petit.
Petit's what you call twitchy. Can really run and big time pop. And not a big guy at all.
Pretty disciplined in the box. He's got the lowest chase rate on their team among their regulars. So they had a couple of walks yesterday against North Carolina. He walked here in the first against Coons and has run another deep count. Petit goes up to get it, and it's a 2-strike single into center. And a 1-out base runner for VCU. Michael Petit's had some very good-looking ABs here this weekend.
Yeah. Walked his first at bat, singled in his second, and with 22 stolen bases, keep an eye on him at first base, and that's just hunting a hanger right there. He got one just above the belt and a nice move to the ball to get up in there and flatten that swing out.
In the second time through the order for VCU against Tegan Coons. So speed on for Tig Lethert, DH in the 3 spot, who grounded out to third his first time. Lethert, a big frame in that left-handed box, 6'4", 220 pounds.
See how aggressive Petit wants to be here.
For Lethert, 2 years of junior college ball at Iowa Central. Then he played 2 years at Milwaukee. A lot of experience there. This year, Lethert has matched a career high in OPS. Those 5 home runs you see are a career high. And his Milwaukee program got the big win against Auburn yesterday. On appeal, they say Lethert went around there. Ball and a strike. Tegan Coons, a projected first-round pick in this summer's draft, is 1-1. Lethert pops it foul. Boy, you mentioned earlier the importance of Tegan Coons given length today too, so you want efficiency from Coons.
Yes, got to keep the pitch count down. But he's doing just what he wants to do. He is taking a little bit of focus from Coons off the home plate and a little bit of focus over on him, and that's when mistakes start to happen for pitchers. Trying to be quick to home plate.
A good take there by Tig Lethert. Evan Blanco got the start over Tegan Coons yesterday. They went with the veteran senior lefty. He went 7 great innings, 97 pitches, and then Bo Rudy went 4 innings. And then Tennessee had to use Arvidsson and Appenzeller too, who were guys you wondered if they could start at some point this weekend.
Yeah, kind of lost in the 14 innings rather was Blanco's outing. Blanco was unbelievable for Tennessee.
Yeah, good stuff. He was pounding the strike zone. Fastball in particular seemed like it was really effective.
Fastball was good. The command was good. He used his changeup right behind it. Well, if you're Petit and you can guess right on a breaking ball, you can take an extra 90.
It was a breaking ball. It's a slow trickler. Coons gloves and retires Lethert for out number 2, but it does get Petit into scoring position for VCU's best player in Jacob Lee. So this looms large for Sean Thompson's team right now. You got Speed at second and Michael Petit, 2 outs in the 3rd. Down a run in this elimination game, and you got your big-time bat in Jacob Lee in the box.
These are the opportunities we talked about for VCU. Can they come up with some big hits with runners in scoring position? You got a lot of speed out at second base.
Lee on a line into left field, a base hit. Petit rounds 3rd. Garrett Wright's throw to the plate on a hook, the tag. Get him!
Big time. Big time.
Wright delivers a dart to the plate to cut down a run and keep Tennessee in front.
Well, I tell you what, Jacob Lee hunted a breaking ball, and he got one and hit it out to left field. But Garrett Wright, man, the left fielder for Tennessee, that's a big-time throw right there. And he wasted no time coming to get this ball. Watch Garrett Wright out in left field. Charges this ball. He knows he got some speed on second base. All in one motion. A dart to home plate. Just a one-hopper. A perfect throw. Boy, that gets the balls off the field. VCU gets one back. It cuts the lead in half. Big-time play and a nice tag by Lawless at home plate for the balls.
Big Saturday in the world of college baseball. Top of the fourth inning, and Tennessee's up 2-1 on VCU. And Tennessee head coach Josh Elander's with us. Josh, Garrett Wright's making his 8th start of the season in left field, and he comes up enormous. What have you seen in his arm, whether it's in the outfield or behind the plate?
It's premium. He could really throw. I know when we do our catcher's deals in the fall, I mean, he was over 90 miles an hour. We've never had a guy that's been able to do that, but his ability to flip between behind the plate and in left field or center and be able to throw strikes and play catch like he did right there. Good job by Stone with the assist, but that's just playing catch at a high level right there.
Josh, that's a tough loss for you guys yesterday. Obviously back and forth, a long ball game. Any special words for your team before the game today? They know what's at stake. Any special words?
Yeah, just keep competing. Got another day together and got the backs against the wall and just need to keep fighting. And I know our guys are excited, but we got a good arm going here against us right now. We got our work cut out for us.
Josh, thanks, man.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, good arm in Eli Holbert.
I'd say so.
And a good arm in Tegan Coons. Good game going. 2-1 Tennessee as we go to the fourth inning. 8-9-1 with Manny Marin. I mean, really just a heartbreaker for Tennessee yesterday. They had chances, notably in the 12th inning. They couldn't score in the 11th or in the 12th. They tried to get down the squeeze with this guy Manny Marin in the 12th inning. And chances to walk it off against East Carolina. Roller left side at Nate Kirkpatrick for the first out. And Josh Elander said after the game yesterday, you have to find a way now to get it done or you're done.
And that's as simple as it gets, you know, and a lot of that's going to fall, of course, on the starting pitcher in Tegan Coons. You know, can he give them some length? Can he stay out there for 6 or 7 innings, rest this bullpen a little bit?
It wasn't a deep pitching staff to begin with. Tennessee's bullpen has really struggled. It was bottom 3 in SEC play in bullpen ERA at 7+. And then in terms of their starting rotation, you knew you had Evan Blanco and Tegan Coons in some order this weekend, but you've had big uncertainty with a weekend starter in Landon Mack, Team USA guy, the prized Rutgers transfer, who hasn't pitched in 4 weeks with what they've called general arm soreness. 1-1 on Jay Abernathy. And so that's been a big question mark for Tennessee and has really changed the complexion of their pitching staff. Landon Mack got scratched the second to last weekend of the regular season against Texas, and we haven't seen him since. 2-1 on Abernathy. Josh Elander said this week with Mack that he is on the roster. It's day to day with Landon Mack. It'll be about where Mack's health is. He said it's also where Mack's camp feels and what Tennessee's doctors say about it.
Yeah, he did tell us that Mack has thrown a couple bullpens since then. Now he's not really ramped up.
Jay Abernathy soars one into right center, and Michael Petit runs it down for out number 2.
Yeah, Mack has pitched, thrown a few bullpens, but not really Mack's effort yet. Just kind of getting the feel for things. Didn't rule him out for this weekend. But also just talking to him, I just got the feeling that I don't know if he's available or not. Maybe it is a day-to-day thing, but general soreness is kind of a weird thing to me.
I think it would be a much shorter pitch count if we do see him, and it'd probably be a clean scenario. And I would assume if we do see him, it's tomorrow or if we get to him Monday. 2 outs, base is empty. 14 out of 18 first pitch strikes for Eli Holbert. Now 3rd time through against Garrett Wright, who rolls one past it out of the first baseman Quinn Mayer through the vacated right side, and Wright's been on 3 times from the leadoff spot.
Boy, that's a buzzsaw 2-seam fastball too, right in on the hands of Garrett Wright, but he just kind of shoves it the other way. Really about the only thing you could do with this pitch, man, is just try to get your hands in tight and just an inside out swing, not hit hard, but hit in the perfect place.
So 2-out base runner, now Blake Grimmer in the 2 spot. Fly out to right, and then strike out swinging on the slider, which is really good to the back foot.
Yeah, slider seems to be getting better for Eli Holbert. I think the first couple innings he scuffled with it a little bit. He seems to be getting a little bit sharper, a little bit more consistent. He's 65 pitches in.
Nothing in 2, and Eli Holbert still holding 94. Sean Thompson describes Holbert as ultra competitive. Wants to be out there. He's a vocal leader on this team. He's got energy that you see on the mound. They've loved watching Holbert's growth this season as he's turned into one of their best arms, and one of the best in the league, quite frankly. 0-2. Grimmer on the line center field. Petit got a great jump, and the inning's over. 1-run ball game in this elimination game, and the youthful VCU head coach Sean Thompson is with us after this. You're watching the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Tennessee and VCU, whose head coach Sean Thompson joins us now. Sean, we were just talking about it with you in the break. Eli Holbert's a lot of fun to watch. What have you seen from his first 4 innings?
Yeah, he's a competitor. You know, the stuff's good. That obviously stands out right away. But just he's going to dictate the game on top of the mound. That's huge for us today and in this regional. But the sinker's been good. He's got the slider going. He's flashed a couple good splits. So just want to keep him out there as long as we can. I know our guys like playing behind him.
Talk about Tegan Coons for Tennessee. How you guys going to try to attack him? Looks like to me he likes that 4-seam fastball top shelf, right above the top, right at the top of the zone. Are you guys kind of hunting that fastball top shelf a little bit? Yeah,
we're trying to. He's been tough. He's landed a couple of the bigger breaking balls, trying to get you to get back under the baseball and get you off of that. But he's been good. He's been good all year. I'm a big fan of the way he pitches. You know, he just comes right at you and attacks, and usually there's a lot of success that comes with it. So we got to be tough, continue to manufacture some good ABs in a row.
Sean, thank you. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yep.
Good luck, Coach.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Sean Thompson, the 30-year-old head coach of the Rams.
He's young, but when you talk to him, it's mature. It's like he's been around for years, you know. And I think there's an advantage to a younger coach. I think players can relate a little bit more to younger coaches in some ways. So I think in some ways, I know there's not a ton of experience there as far as coaching goes, although he's a big-time coach. But I also think players relate to younger coaches in some ways. That's a good curveball, huh?
That's that big one for landing a strike that Sean was just talking about.
It's almost like a get me over curveball. Just kind of dump one in there, especially behind the count, 1-0 count. You're not looking curveball. And then he'll amp it up when he gets the 2 strikes. He'll throw the good one down. That's his game right there, though. North and south, up and down. So curveball, elevated fastball, and I wouldn't be shocked at all. He goes right back to the curveball again.
Maybe now.
Maybe now.
Against Nick Flores, who struck out on 96.
And it's better to set up a guy like that. I get that piece of it, but when you're trying to conserve pitches, for me, as good as his stuff is, and he wants to be out there for a while, I just go right back to that right there and try to finish the at bat as fast as I can.
Three-two. Flores on a line to left, back toward the wall. That is off the top of the wall. Flores motors to second, and he just missed a game-tying homer.
Oh, you talk about turning one around, too. 101 off the bat. Anything 95 and above is considered hard hit. But he got himself in a fastball count. 3-2 count hunting a fastball. And boy, he goes up just above the belt and quickly turns one around. He's kind of trotting a little bit like maybe he thought he got that one and he just missed one. But regardless, it's a lead-off double for VCU here in the bottom of the 4th inning and a good start to the 4th. I mean, another 18 inches and that's a homer.
It's like a dab. What is that?
I don't know. I was going to ask you, what is that?
It's almost a dab. It's like half dab, maybe half stanky leg. You know the stanky leg?
I know what you're talking about.
23rd double for the guy that Sean Thompson told us, Nick Flores, is a doubles machine and a big-time quality AB, and that was big to lead off this 4th inning.
Yeah, and now it's big for VCU. Lead off double, you got to get him over and find a way to get him in, whether it's a sacrifice bunt, a ground ball to the right side, whatever you can do to get him to third base in less than 2 out.
Nate Kirkpatrick bats for the 2nd time against Tegan Coons. We welcome those of you now watching on Squeeze Play. Ben McDonald, Mike Monaco with you. It's been a really well-pitched game so far between Tegan Coons, projected top 20 pick for Tennessee, and a 5th-year senior righty in the mid-90s for VCU, Eli Holbert. VCU threatening here at the outset of the bottom of the 4th.
We got 2 big-time pitchers doing it 2 different ways, man. Tegan Coons more north to south at an elevated fastball, breaking ball down. And then when you talk about Eli Holbert, it's a sinker slider guy. Heavy 2-seam fastball with a little slider behind it. More of an east to west guy.
What do you think this is about? Manny Marin, the Tennessee shortstop, coming in at 2-0. There is a base runner at second.
So that Tegan Coons maybe just catch his breath a little bit. And maybe keep an eye on the runner at second base as well.
By the way, if you're watching here on ESPN and you're wondering, hey, what's this squeeze play they keep talking about? Check them out at different points throughout the day. You can watch them later on ESPNU also, but always on ESPN Plus. We can do some old school note taking as well. This is like Ben getting ready for a game. 2-0. Fastball for a strike to the glove side. 2-1. .55 pitches for Tegan Coons. Two-one outside. 3-1 and a little dip in velocity also.
Got a big chance for Kirkpatrick here. Got to sit on a heater. 3-1 count. Chance to do some damage.
With Flores at second. 3-1. Inside and it hits Kirkpatrick. There's 2 on for VCU. Well, hey, the Women's College World Series continues today with the 1-0 games. Texas Tech and Tennessee, 3 Eastern on ABC. Then Alabama and Nebraska, 7 Eastern here on ESPN. We got All-American pitchers all over the place. Carlin Pickens, Nigeri Kennedy, and Jordy Fromm all likely to see time in the circle today. And here in Chapel Hill, home of the #5 national seed North Carolina, who's playing tonight over on ACC Network against East Carolina. East Carolina, who got a 14-inning win against this Tennessee team yesterday, as pitching coach Josh Reynolds out for a visit, and now looking back into the Tennessee dugout at, I believe, the trainer Jeff Wood, who now comes out of the dugout, and this isn't great for the Vols.
Well, you mentioned a little bit of drop in velocity for Coons, and typically he's a strike thrower. I mean, again, he came in with just 15 walks in 77 innings of work.
Coons had a 93, and then his last couple fastballs have been 92. For a guy who was 95, 96 most of this outing.
Looks like he feels like he might be dehydrated a little bit.
That's what it looks like. You never want to speculate, but kind of squinting, and I think that is what it looks like. Now Josh Elander, the head coach, out as well.
No, if you start to cramp up, water's not really going to help at this point.
What do you do?
IV. That's about the only thing you can do. Get it in your body quickly.
Pickle juice? Anything ever like that?
Maybe pickle juice, yeah. But I mean, obviously the hydration starts 2 days before, the day before. You know it's going to be a little bit warm out, and you just start pounding fluids.
Boy, angsty moments here. It is a warm day. It's 82 degrees right now. Not a ton of humidity. And so Mark Hindy, a couple transfers, and Brady Frederick from that low slot, the right-hander, are starting to heat it up in a hurry. Man, the whole weekend, the whole season for Tennessee kind of hangs in the balance right here.
It does. I mean, this is it. They need their big dude to continue on. He's just 57 pitches in.
Tennessee had to empty the pitching tank yesterday in that 14-inning game that ended in a loss to East Carolina. And Tegan Coons needing length from him today, trying to get loose. See, that was 91. Coons wants one more.
Looks fine.
Looked like that was, you all right? You sure? From Josh Elander. Well, great to see, first and foremost, that Tegan Coons is okay to stay in this game. But now if it is some sort of cramping, if that's what it is here, how quickly can he stabilize and fight through that and get his stuff
Well, he got
back
some
to its
fluid,
level?
it looked like to me, and then he got some type of electrolyte gel or something that he quickly shoved down. So hopefully that'll help him out a little bit.
Nobody out, two aboard, and this is Quinn Mayer.
It almost feels like a bunt situation to me. We shall see.
And it looks like Mayer was thinking that, and he tipped his hand.
Mayer comes in hitting just .230. He struck out his first at bat. Runners in score position, he's .232, which all that to me, facing a potential first rounder, says put the ball on the ground.
Mayer squares, and Mayer bunts it foul. What are you thinking in terms of defending this if you're Tennessee?
Well, you could see the first baseman, Levi Clark. He crashed hard. And the reason why he's coming so hard is he wants to collect it if it's bunted toward him and get that lead out over at third base. Now, Henry Ford at third base was not crashing. He's kind of staying home. This is the old bunt play number 2. First baseman's crashed. The pitcher is responsible for right over the mound and towards the third base side.
And crowd yelling that that might be a balk, and it is on Tegan Coons. Wow, so with Mayer giving himself up, it's a balk instead, and it's second and third.
Oh, a little bit of a flinch. You can see that flinch right there, and that was just enough to get a balk call. Pickoff play was on, and Coons was just a little bit early and flinched, and it cost him. Now a big opportunity for VCU.
0-1. Mayer on the ground to short, and Manny Marin, and this game's tied. Boy, the balk is hugely costly from Tegan Coons, who got a ground ball to short, and And instead, it's 2-2.
Yeah, and not only does a run score, the runner at second moves up to third, so now you have another runner, which will be the go-ahead run just 90 feet away. Now, you would think Tennessee's going to now bring the infield in. Yep, pushing them in.
With Alec Warden at the plate.
And with one out, the contact play will be on.
Alec Warden struck out his first time on 95. Penn State transfer from the 8th spot in the lineup. Very good athlete. He's had a good year for a redshirt freshman. Lays off this time from Tegan Coons. Seems to be finding his way back into a rhythm. Nodding yes at his catcher, Stone Lawless.
Tegan Coons needs a strikeout here, and that's what he's best at doing. You got to get 2 strikes first.
Warden squares. It's a squeeze, and boy, Nate Kirkpatrick was bolting for the plate.
Yeah, that wasn't a safety squeeze. Wait to see where it goes. That was an all-out squeeze.
How about that push of the buttons from VCU? I mean, Kirkpatrick took off full-on suicide squeeze.
I mean, this is wide open getting down the line.
And now 2 strikes on Alec Warden. 1-2. Warden tried to lay off, and he did not go around. 2-2. That was close.
That was really close. Elevated fastball, trying to get that swing and a miss. Did he go? Boy, that's close, isn't it? Well, if he's looking for a strikeout, be ready for the curveball. We'll see.
To the curve, and that is foul down the line, just barely.
And barely is right on that one.
Just hooked foul by Alec Warden. A suicide squeeze bid. A ball just foul. With Tegan Coons battling against VCU in the 4th. The 2-2. Warden to right field, and it looks deep enough. Kirkpatrick tags. Chapman's throw not going to get him, and VCU's got the lead.
That was such a good at-bat by Warden. Didn't get the squeeze butt down. Fouled off a tough curveball, then he got him a fastball in the top part of the zone and shoves it plenty deep enough for a sacrifice fly and a 1-run lead. Ball was hit plenty of deep enough in the right field to reach Chapman. Not going to throw him out from there.
And so VCU has a lead on Tennessee in the 4th inning. And their projected first-rounder, Tegan Coons. I mean, you think about this for VCU. They faced a pitcher yesterday from North Carolina in Ryan Lynch, who touched 99 and went 7 shutout. They only had 2 hits and got shut out in the entire ball game. And then you're staring down the very next morning Tegan Coons, a first-round pick, and you put 3 on him through 4 innings.
And the situational hitting has been outstanding for VCU. We always talk about this red zone offense, and can you perform with a runner at third base, less than 2 out? Can you find a way to get a runner home when you don't need a base hit to get him home?
Trent Adelman was able to lay off. 2-2. He homered 417 feet to left his first time leading off the 3rd. Tegan Coons' 70th pitch is a 2-2. Adelman on the ground to short. Manny Marin ranges left. Nice footwork from Marin, and the inning's over. But 2 runs from VCU to vault in front of the Vols through 4 in this elimination game. You got 16 of these regionals around the country. The winners advance to next weekend. 16 teams in super regionals, 8 matchups. Those are best of 3s. These are double elimination. So North Carolina and East Carolina are in a great position. That's coming at 5 Eastern tonight, Ben, on ACC Network.
Can't wait. And the game tonight's going to be big time. North Carolina and ECU.
Who emptied the tank, 14 innings against Tennessee, and just a gritty win that kind of personifies what Cliff Godwin's team has been about this season.
Well, biggest inning of the day so far, this will be for Eli Hobart. His team going out, put a 2 spot on the scoreboard, and now he has a 1-run lead, and he's hunting what we always talk about, that shutdown inning. ECU, or VCU, I should say, has all the momentum right now.
Hobart approaching 70 pitches, and he rips a good slider to Henry Ford, 3-hitter for Tennessee, who has punched out twice so far. Once on the slider, once looking on the sinker. Well, you said it. That slider's been getting better for Eli Hobart.
The last 3 innings, it is starting to get sharp.
Sean Thompson, the VCU head coach, said to us between innings that it very often goes like that for Eli Hobart, where the slider gets better as he goes, and maybe as a little fatigue sets in, that helps his slider.
And I think it helps his 2-seamer too, because that's what he throws, a 2-seam fastball. These sinker slider guys, they can get a little bit amped up, and when they get amped up, the ball can get elevated in the strike zone. They want to be down.
There's the slider to Henry Ford, and he did not lay off. Now some barking. And Ross Kivett, the first base coach, is walking down to talk with the first base umpire. One, two. Will never. Tennessee did not like that one bit. Let's have a look 2 pitches ago. Held up.
He got it out there a pretty good bit. I mean, that's one of those 50-50 balls for me.
So still 1 and 2 on Henry Ford. 1-2. Pie. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hobart still got 94 in the tank.
72 pitches in. This is a long conversation here.
The 2-2. Ford sprays it foul. Ross Kivett, the first base coach, and Mark Hutchison. As we say in the biz, a lot of copy. Seventh pitch to Ford. Did he go? No. 3-2.
Big pitch coming here. Big pitch.
Bronx cheers from Vol Nation in Chapel Hill, and indeed a massive pitch on the way. Hobart to Ford. The payoff. Pop foul by Ford, who battles. Boy, this could be such a swing moment in this game, driving up the pitch count 2 on Hobart.
And I'll tell you, both of these offenses, the second to third time through, they've had better swings at these pitchers.
Three-two.
Oh, wow.
Strike 3 called. Hobart's fired up, 95 on the edge. Ford thought it was away.
That's big time right there. 3-2 count, long at bat. Don't want that leadoff guy to get on. And Eli Hobart grabs back and takes his best pitch, which is that sinking fastball, and knocking a little paint off the outside edge. Watch this pitch here. You can't throw a backdoor 2-seamer any better than that right there. What, Hobart is fired up. See how that ball gently came back? Coach knew how big that at bat was and how big that pitch was for Eli Hobart.
And now more barking at the home plate umpire. Chuck Girolamo, I believe, in the Tennessee dugout on the first base side.
Yeah, I don't know how much more these umpires are going to take of this.
I believe he was the one that just said it's on TV. You'd see that it's ball 4, something to that effect. Henry Ford certainly thought it was ball 4. He went down to shed the shin guard. Thought he was on his way to first. And instead, Holbert with a backwards K for a huge first out in this 5th inning. So the base is empty for Trent Grindlinger. 2 singles so far. He fouls off the first one from Holbert. Boy, tension and drama baked all over this diamond in Chapel Hill in this elimination game between the 2-seed Tennessee and the 4-seed VCU. Josh Elander, the head coach, on the left side of your screen. Chuck Girolamo, really good assistant coach, who spent a long time at Florida on Kevin O'Sullivan's staff and joined the team in the fall. Here's the 1-1. 1-2 on Grindlinger. Remember, this Tennessee program has been so dominant in regionals over these last number of years. They've gone to 7 straight regionals now. It's a program record. And it started here in Chapel Hill when they came to the 2019 regional. And that's the last time they haven't made it to a super. It's been 5 straight trips to supers. 1-2. Way outside. I mean, they hardly lose games in regionals over the last half dozen years.
Tennessee has been, I'm talking about the best program in the country, it feels like the last 5 or 6 years when you talk about overall wins.
And a long way to go in this one. But stress all over the place as they trail VCU by 1. 2-2. Cut out and missed. Wow. How big is Eli Holbert?
He's big. He's 240 pounds big, but he's playing even bigger than that today. Because he is taking that 2-seam fastball and he is just shoving it in there right now. My best against yours. Can you hit this? Boy, Tennessee's having a hard time with it right now. His 9th swing and miss of the day.
It's 7 Ks for Holbert. He's now at 81 pitches. Here's Levi Clark. So if you're Eli Holbert, if you can get a quick, relatively quick out here, you feel real good about being able to give 6. And
I just think this was such an important inning for him because they had the momentum and he had to go out there and throw a 0 on the scoreboard. He's 1 out away from doing it.
Pulls the string 1-1 on Clark.
That's not fair. Get yourself in a fastball count. You think that heater's coming, and he just bends it off the outside edge with a slider.
The 1-1. Fastball pinned to the outside part of the plate.
Eli Holbert trying to put an exclamation mark right here. Not only did a shutdown inning, he was going through the heart of this Vols lineup. I'm talking about going through 3, 4, and 5. And he's got back-to-back strikeouts, looking for 3 in a row.
Eli Holbert's 1-2. Yes, 3 in a row. Eli Holbert is huge.
Hey now. Like all that rumble jumble got him fired up a little bit right there. How about needing a shutdown inning? He puts an exclamation point on it. How about punching out the side, man? First 2 on a heater, and this last one takes that little spinner and spins it off the outside edge, boy. Big time effort. You don't think he's fired up?
Big time game in this elimination game. Third inning, Reese Chapman goes oppo with a home run, his 11th of the season. And then Trent Adelman in the bottom of the third tags one 417 feet. Fourth inning, how about this? A costly balk on Tegan Kuntz, so it's second and third. And then a roller gets a run home from Quinn Mayer. And Alec Borden with a sac fly made it 3-2 VCU. As we go to the bottom of the fifth inning, and Tegan Kuntz has departed this game for Tennessee. You see the 4 innings, the 3 earned runs, the 6 Ks for Tegan Kuntz, who departs after 70 pitches. We saw him getting some medical attention on the mound last inning and looked like he was squinting and trying to ingest some fluids. And now Brady Frederick comes on to replace him.
Yeah, Frederick making his 27th appearance. They've all been out of the bullpen. 31 innings of work for him. 34 strikeouts, 10 walks, a good strikeout to walk ratio. Opponents hitting .239 off the right-hander, Frederick.
So he takes over for Kuntz. Out of that slot to Dante DeFranco. Tegan Kuntz is still in the dugout. Meantime, Ben McKee, who does an awesome job covering Tennessee for Go Vols 247, he tweeted that Tegan Kuntz is sick today from his reporting. So perhaps that is indeed what was bothering Tegan Kuntz in that last half inning, and that would explain certainly that visit and now an early exit.
And if he was sick before the game, then it could explain him being potentially a little bit dehydrated as well.
So top of the order for VCU, and it's 2-1 on Dante DeFranco. Boy, so that's in some ways a real disaster for Tennessee to only get the 4 innings out of Tegan Kuntz after you used all the big guys yesterday in the 14-inning game. 2-2 on DeFranco. And you got the 7-inning start from Evan Blanco. 4 innings of relief from Bo Rudy. Had to go to Brandon Arvidsson and Cam Appenzeller, your big lefties, also.
Appenzeller only threw 14 pitches yesterday, so you would think he'd be available.
DeFranco pulls one past the dive of Henry Ford into left. Leadoff single and another leadoff base runner for the 3rd straight inning for VCU.
Boy, VCU just keeps coming at you, man. DeFranco just takes a ball on the inside part of the plate and rips it right down the third base line. You can see where the third baseman Henry Ford is. He's pulled well off the line.
So DeFranco gets on.
Yeah, and he can run too. He's 15 for 15 in stolen bases this year. And with the lead, VCU might be a little bit more aggressive.
Michael Petit's had very comfortable plate appearances so far this weekend. 2 walks you see today and 2 walks yesterday. He's walked in 4 straight plate appearances. That's down 2-0 on Petit. A real talented athlete for this team who's going to make you work. Frederick, who transferred in after 2 years at East Tennessee State. This guy was a horse last year for East Tennessee State. 2.67 ERA and about 80 innings out of the bullpen. And so there were big time expectations for him this year. Preseason All-American according to D1 Baseball out of that low release height. 2-1. Twists outside, 3-1 on Petit.
It's just an arm slot you don't see a lot of as a hitter.
Josh Elander said it's such a unique look. There's no machine that can duplicate it. That soars, and it's a walk. And Petit's aboard for a 3rd time. Hey, ESPN is the home of MLB.tv. You can stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. We know this music. Blackout and other restrictions apply. And for more info, go to ESPN.com/MLB.tv. What do you got on the O's right now, Mr. Ben McDonald?
Well, they got off here recently, racked up a few wins, won 4 out of 5 games, but then the Blue Jays have knocked them off in the first 2 games of that series, that 3-game series. Just trying to find some consistency like a lot of teams are.
Yeah. Got some AL East flavor here in Chapel Hill at Boshemer Stadium on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon. We get an offensive timeout taken before Tig Lethard bats. And this inning is a huge opportunity for VCU. You get the first 2 on, nobody out. You're up a run. Tennessee had to go to the bullpen earlier than it wanted to, short-staffed as it is. And if you're VCU, you got to pounce now.
Yeah, it's about adding on right now and keeping the pressure on Tennessee, and that's exactly what this offense is doing. And we'll see how VCU is going to play this. I mean, they could put a bunt down right here, move runners to second and third again and try to manufacture a run or two, or you could play for the big inning.
Lethard squares and he pops it up, and Frederick makes the catch. Boy, is that the right call when it feels like Tennessee probably ain't going to end this game with 2 runs. Is that the right move from your 3-hitter?
I don't mind the bunt in this situation, trying to play add-on. The idea, though, is you can't do this right here. If you're going to miss a baseball when you bunt, you'll be taught this when you're very, very young. If you're going to miss the ball, you better miss it on top of it, not to the bottom of it.
I mean, you can understand the logic at least. Get 2 in scoring position for this guy, Jacob Lee.
But it's VCU's game. I mean, this is how they play the game of baseball. It's a small ball kind of game. They can blow it out of the ballpark every now and then. But it's a lot of hit and run. It's a lot of bunts.
1-0 to Lee, and he swings through the slider. Jacob Lee reached on an error at short in the first and then singled to the pull side in the third. Their star from Chesterfield, Virginia, told us before the game, I was never a blue chip recruit who was going to go to Tennessee or North Carolina. He always had the tools, he told us, but he had too much swing and miss in high school. He said he couldn't really hit. He just had power. But he started to figure it out senior year of high school with the hit tool. Only hit, as he said, 288 last year, and this year he's really put it together.
Well, some kids are just late bloomers. I mean, it takes some guys a few more reps than it does others to figure it out.
Brady Frederick to the backstop, and now you do get the 2 in scoring position for Jacob Lee.
Yep. Worked out anyway for VCU. But a 2-2 count right now. Brady Frederick needs a strikeout in a bad way. Of course, Tennessee will have to push the infield in here. And when Brady Frederick's right, because of the submarine, because of that sinking fastball that he has, he does create a lot of ground balls.
Lee swings through it, and Lawless hangs on to it.
Big time. Big time.
Strikeout indeed.
That is huge. Brady Frederick goes to that little frisbee of his. Watch him just spin this ball just off the outside edge and foul tipped right into the glove of Lawless.
And not out of the woods yet. Still second and third, but now 2 outs for Nick Flores in the 5 spot. And Flores doubled off the top of the wall in left field back in the 4th. After he had run the count full and then scorched that ball at 101 off his bat. That's down 2-0 on Flores. Brady Frederick trying to dig deep for Tennessee. 2-0. That's up high, 3-0 on Flores. Inside, and a 4-pitch walk. Loads the bases for VCU. Left-handed activity in Tennessee's bullpen. 20 pitches for Frederick. Mark Hindy's been up. Veteran left-hander who's transferred a couple of times. And then you got the right-hander, Nick Abraham.
VCU 1 for 6 today. Runners in scoring position. Trying to make it 2 for 7. A little insurance.
The guy who's one of their best bats. Nate Kirkpatrick entered this weekend third on the team in OPS. He had a well-hit pull-side single yesterday against North Carolina, one of their 2 hits. 1-1 on Kirkpatrick. He's been a very consistent player. Sean Thompson has said that Nate Kirkpatrick has won the team some games with his defense. He has expanded the zone. He does have the highest chase rate on the team. Lays off right there, 2-1. Kirkpatrick has improved this year with his swing and miss. He's trimmed that. And trying to deliver for the Rams with the bases loaded. 2-1. Cuts through the fastball, 2-2.
That's such a different look, and it's coming from almost the dirt. And it almost feels like it's rising.
Angst fills both dugouts. The 2-2. Pulled into left field toward the wall and off the wall for Nate Kirkpatrick. DeFranco and Petit score, and VCU adds on.
That's what you call a big-time knock right there. We talked about VCU yesterday and their ability to hit runners in scoring position and situational hitting. Well, they put on a clinic so far today. Got some butts down, got some runs home without a base hit. He had a fielder's choice for the RBI in the 4th. He had a sac fly with an RBI, and there's your big knock with a runner in scoring position.
A 2-run double smoked off the bat at 105 by Nate Kirkpatrick. Josh Elander comes to get Brady Frederick, and the Rams fans are loving this in Chapel Hill. Four-seed VCU, a day after we saw 4-seed gets wins over top 16 national seeds. Well, today they got the lead and they added on, courtesy Nate Kirkpatrick with his 2-run double here in the 5th.
Yeah, I love the adjustment he made. He swung through 2 fastballs almost in the exact same spot to get to 2 strikes, and then finally made an adjustment, finds a barrel right down the left field line. VCU now 2 for 7 runners in score position, and that's a giant 2 RBI double by Nate Kirkpatrick.
How about this VCU squad? They had to play 6 games in 5 days at their conference tournament in the Atlantic 10. They had to face upper 90s from North Carolina starting pitcher Ryan Lynch, a big-time prospect. They had to face a first-rounder today in Tegan Coons, and they have the lead.
Yes. Well, these moments have not been too big for VCU for sure.
Mark Hindy starts out 2-0 against Quinn Mayer. Duke transfer.
Mark Hindy making just his 18th appearance of the year. He's only worked 10 2/3. Walks have been a little bit of an issue for Hindy. 7 walks and 10 2/3, but 8 strikeouts.
Used as a matchup lefty guy right now. Maybe just the one batter here in Mayer. This one pops away. It's 3-0. Remember, they had a righty coming behind them in the bullpen and Nick Abraham. This is the lefty here in Mayer, and then you get 4 straight right-handed hitters. So this might be one and done for Hindi. Strike throwing has been the issue for Hindi this season. 3-0. A miss, a 4-pitch walk, and VCU's got him loaded again.
What I'm talking, not even close either.
Josh Elander on the walkie-talkie with the bases loaded and Alec Warden climbing in.
And Alec Warden has been huge in these moments for VCU this year. He is hitting .373 with runners in scoring position on the year.
You loved his plate appearance last time in the fourth that ended in a sac fly to right. First pitch. Grabs the edge for strike 1. I think the fact that they're sticking with Hindi against a righty tells you that they just know they need as much length as humanly possible in the losers bracket here in Chapel Hill. 0-1. That's a strike, top of the zone, 0-2.
Like Hindi kind of got away from the fastball, went back-to-back off-speed pitches.
And that cutter in kind of the mid to upper 80s. Bolting for the plate, the throw! Got him! Nick Flores took off from third, thinking it was an unsuspecting Mark Hindi, who rises up, cuts down Flores to end the inning.
Wow.
Sean Thompson, the head coach for VCU, is out to talk about it. But for now, Mark Hindi nabs Nick Flores at the plate. Whoa. I wonder if Sean Thompson's talking about the catcher's positioning here.
Right.
Having that
blocking
discussion with the home plate umpire. We'll talk about it when we come back. Another look. Hindi cuts down Flores.
They often moving right there. And boy, a good call from the catcher and a dart throw, and there's your tag right there. So he's definitely out.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. You're already up by 3 as a 4 seed against mighty Tennessee. And yes, there were 2 strikes on Alec Warden, but Nick Flores tries to steal home.
Flores is going to take off running. And watch Hindi on the mound. He will quickly disengage. Steps off the backside, and just a dart throw. And he threw it in the perfect spot. If that ball is over the plate or towards the first base side of home plate, I think Flores gets that hand in there, but the throw is right up the third baseline, and the glove and the tag go right into Flores right there.
Man, a ton of credit for Stone Lawless, because this is the rule. It's the collision rule. And for the catcher, unless the catcher's in possession of the ball, which Stone Lawless was not, the catcher can't block the pathway of the runner as he's attempting to score.
Now, if the throw takes him into the path of the runner, it's all good.
It's not a violation if the catcher is legitimately trying to field the throw. And so, yeah, that's the reaction from Sean Thompson. Nick Flores bolting to the plate. And remember, Michael Petit got thrown out at home in the third inning on a dart from Garrett Wright, in a spot where you're going to send Petit on that occasion pretty much every single time. But, man, 2 outs made at home plate. VCU does have the lead, 5-2, 6th inning, this elimination game.
That's what kind of makes VCU a little special, though. They're very unpredictable in what they're going to do.
There's got to be a lot of that, was what Sean Thompson was telling us the other day. The offense has to have all these different elements to it. Nick Flores tried to score. Guy who doubled and scored in the 4th and then had walked there in the 5th. Michael Petit's been aboard 3 times, but he got cut down in the 3rd on Jacob Lee's single to left at right. Reese Chapman strikes out, and Eli Holbert's just going back to work. Case strutting around. He's fanned 4 in a row.
Telling you what, we talked about that shot, that slider of his starting to sharpen up. Watch the depth on this one. A little backdoor slider, and it just bottoms out right in front of home plate. Big time pitch, and yet another strikeout, make it 4 in a row.
With Holbert giving everything he's got for VCU, a guy who was top 3 in the A10 in ERA. And now gets Stone Lawless, who's grounded to short and has a fly out to left. 90th pitch, looks inside. If you're wondering what VCU's got behind Eli Holbert, they're actually in a pretty good position with their bullpen. They got Zach Peters, who's one of the great relievers in college baseball and probably the best in the A10. Locked and loaded, and he can give you length in the bullpen too. So VCU's in really good shape, even with the pitch count climbing.
Yeah, because Peters has been really good. 6 saves on a year, an ERA of 1.60.
And a boatload of strikeouts from Zach Peters. But Eli Holbert still working. 2-1 on Stone Lawless.
How about that? Still carrying that velo at 95 through 92 pitches. And there is Zach Peters.
First team Atlantic 10. So yeah, the best reliever in the conference. Three and 1 from Holbert. Holbert has hit 2 batters, Garrett Wright a couple times the first 2 innings. Otherwise, no free passes.
And that's what he wants to avoid, is the free passes. He wants to make Tennessee earn their way on the base passes. He's up by 3 runs.
This is hammered by Stone Lawless. Look out.
My goodness.
It's a 2-run ball game.
I would say that's earning your way on right there. That ball got over everything. Stone Lawless, his 7th long ball of the year, his 18th RBI, and the Vols get one back on one mighty swing. It's what you call hunting a fastball right here. And boy, you getting one just about center cut, and that's putting a barrel on one. And he knew it when he touched that one.
I mean, look at this thing soar. To the trees.
To the trees. They say 30% of the population believes in UFOs. But after that, that number might have went up a little bit.
409 feet, 110 miles an hour off the bat for Stone Lawless. And all the runs Tennessee has scored here in 2 games have come, as you say, by way of the long ball. 5-3. Manny Marin swings through a couple sliders, nothing in 2. That's the second hardest hit ball from Stone Lawless this year. Holbert's 0-2. Poked right at first. And Quinn Mayer, well positioned for out number 2.
Pretty good swing by Marin right there. Unfortunately for him, Quinn Mayer was positioned perfectly.
After Stone Lawless trimmed the margin to 2.
Yeah, it just feels like this game is a long way from being over.
This will be pitch number 98 for Eli Holbert to the 9-man Jay Abernathy. Hooked on the ground, foul. Hot day. You figure this is the end of the road for Holbert. Now, he was their best rested pitcher coming into this regional. He was the guy that was closest to normal rest, the coaches were telling us pregame.
Well, the most pitches he's thrown this year is 102 for Holbert.
That was a couple weeks ago, the last weekend of the regular season against Davidson. His next one will be 100. Eli Holbert has stepped up in a major way for VCU, this 4 seed in Chapel Hill. His 0-2 leaks up and away. He tried the splitter there.
This is if you're Eli Holbert. This very well could be your last inning. And whatever you got left in the tank, it is time to empty it out.
Eli Holbert's 1-2. He's down, no chase, and you can see Holbert taking some deep breaths, really trying to get to the finish line.
He's starting to labor a little bit. And that's why there's some activity in that VCU bullpen.
Zach Peters is up, starting at least toss. While Eli Holbert tries to get through 6. The big right-hander's 2-2. Dotted! Holbert exults and pitches his heart out in the regionals.
How about 95, Mikey? That's reaching back for a little extra right there. The big right-hander, Eli Holbert, all 240 pounds of him, just empties the tank and gets VCU off the field. Watch this pitch. This is digging deep. Digging deep, big fella. Give me all you got. And he just paints a 2-seamer right down at the bottom of the knees. And boys, he pumped up again. Big time effort by Eli Holbert. Sean Thompson told us the other day, Eli Holbert is very fun to coach.
you can see why. 10 strikeouts, the stuff, the personality, the energy.
Everything.
All on display and some Holbert hugs.
And in a big moment to come out and do what he did. 10 strikeouts, did not walk a batter. How about that? 10 punchies, no walks, 6 innings of work, 3 earned runs. That's a big-time effort in a huge moment for this program.
And when you say someone emptied the tank, this is the visual of it. I mean, just getting dapped up after he gave everything it appears he had.
Yeah. That's what you call putting it all out there.
5-3 VCU on top of Tennessee, and still a long way to go in this ball game. The batter is Alec Warden against Mark Hindy. Warden pulls one over Henry Ford in the left field, a base hit. Warden, who is at the plate when Nick Flores tried to steal home. Warden's on, and now we got a catcher's mask on Eli Holbert.
What we got going on here?
What we got? I feel like that would make you hotter.
That's what I'm thinking. Hey, you throw like he did, you can do whatever you want to do about right now. Be hard to get that water through there.
He's going to try. Trent Adelman bunts one back toward the mound, and Hindy spins for the first out. Warden up to second. VCU continues to play some small ball here, up by 2.
Playing right the way they like to play. This is VCU baseball right here. Moving runners, putting pressure on pitchers, putting pressure on defense.
As Josh Elander comes out. Top of the order for VCU, and presumably he will make a move. UFL action all weekend. Houston hits the road to take on Birmingham today at 3 Eastern on ESPN2. Then Sunday at noon, it's Orlando at DC on ABC. Both games streaming live on the ESPN app. Back to the bullpen for Josh Elander. And Cam Appenzeller is coming on for the second day in a row. Appenzeller pitched yesterday in the opener of this Chapel Hill Regional. If you're flipping around, settling down on your Saturday afternoon. Game 1 in this regional was one of the best of the entire first day of the tournament. Walker Barron headlined a 4-run 14th inning for East Carolina to get that win over Tennessee and get into the winner's bracket against North Carolina. Ryan Lynch was pounding the strike zone with his sinker. He had a decent slider going too. 7 shutout innings, maybe his best start of the season, and a combined 2-hit shutout for the number 5 team in the country, Big Ben, North Carolina, who gets ECU tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be a good ball game. I can't wait for that one. The Caros should be on the bump for North Carolina.
We'll see how East Carolina counters. They're going to have all arms on deck probably the rest of the way. Well, here's the left-hander, super talented freshman who was on the SEC all-freshman team, Cam Appenzeller, who we saw briefly at the end of the game yesterday. And Josh Elander had told us even a couple of days ago, coming into this weekend, that for the first time all season, they could be in a spot where they need Appenzeller on back-to-back days.
Yeah, he only threw 14 pitches, so he should be good to go a little bit today. Maybe give you a little bit of length, making his 20th appearance of the year. He does have 2 starts, 54 innings, man. He can strike you out, 59 strikeouts, and typically a strike thrower too. Only 15 walks. That's a 4-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. He would inherit a 1-out situation with a runner in scoring position at second base.
And against the top of the order for VCU as he tries to keep the balls right within 2. On a warm day here at the Bosch in Chapel Hill.
Appenzeller fastball going to average right about 91. He'll push it up to 93, 94 from time to time. Slider's the second most used pitch, a little changeup and a curveball as well.
Premium talent who's already been invited to training camp for Team USA. He turned down a lot of money to go to Knoxville. He faces the 6th-year senior shortstop, the local kid, Dante DeFranco. 2 strikeouts and a pull-side single his last time in the 5th. The breaking ball is called a strike. DeFranco disagrees, but Appenzeller starts out ahead. One of the big focuses for Appenzeller the second half of the season is his tempo and his delivery. Not getting too fast and too sped up, getting back to the way he was the first half of the season.
Yeah, and that's not uncommon for a freshman. A lot of freshmen kind of get off to a good start, hit a little bit of a wall. You kind of go back to the basics again.
And Eli Holbert's just doing everything. He's wearing the catcher's mask. He's shagging now. We asked around. There's no particular story with the catcher's mask, it sounds like. Just wanted to do it. Strike 3 called. Appenzeller comes in with a fastball for out number 2.
Trying to get the ball, the fastball away. You can see where the catcher Lawless sets up, but it's down and in. Anytime you're in the opposing dugout and you see a catcher kind of reach all the way across, you wonder if it's a strike.
Sean Thompson doesn't like it. I mean, it certainly doesn't look great when you go that way, but they can nick the zone. Either way, 2 down, and now Michael Petit.
Yeah, because we have what we have, the shadow zone around home plate in the college game.
Yeah,
it's
the buffer zone.
The buffer zone is a little bit extra all the way around the plate.
Appenzeller comes inside, off speed for a strike against Petit. Petit has walked 4 times in this regional and also singled today back in the 3rd up the middle. VCU looking for insurance with its best bats. Appenzeller's 1-1. Breaking ball rolled foul, and it's 1-2. Cam Appenzeller has risen to many moments this year. Josh Elander said to us earlier this season, Appenzeller doesn't let the moment get too big for him. Low maintenance kid that they say is special. Very low heart rate. Appenzeller's 1-2. Petit strikes out. Appenzeller with a stare down as he leaves a man in scoring position and keeps Tennessee within 2. Today's Capital One rewarding performance is centered on Eli Holbert. 10 Ks.
Boy, he did it too, Mike. When you talk about doing it, he made some beautiful pitches with that 2-seam fastball. He kind of set it up on the inside part of the plate, and then all of a sudden, about the 3rd inning, that slider grabbed a different gear. And it was east to west, and how about 10 punch-outs, a career high for him? And You can wear whatever mask you want to wear, buddy, when you hop off the bump and do what he did. How about that? Didn't walk about it. That's what impresses me more than anything. Ties a season high with 102 pitches, career high in strikeouts, and not a walk in 6 innings of work. Big time effort by the big right-hander.
And now he gives the baseball to the best reliever in the Atlantic 10 Conference, Zach Peters, a senior righty from North Haven, Connecticut, who leads the A10 in ERA with this mark at 1.60.
And look at the hits to innings pitched too. 85 punch-outs, 25 walks, and just 50 2/3. ERA at 1.60.
Garrett Wright jumps on the first one to left, and Flores can't make the catch. Garrett Wright leads up the 7th with a double to greet Zach Peters.
Well, how about that swing? Garrett Wright has been on all 4 times he has come to the plate. Hit by pitch his first 2, a single, and now a leadoff double in the 7th inning. And boy, this was a breaking ball too, and he just puts his nose on that one and finds a barrel. An outstanding effort by Flores out in left field. That ball just tipped off his glove and kicked away. Big time effort.
Nearly made that diving catch, and now Blake Grimmer takes something in from Zach Peters, who, similar to Holbert, has good stuff. Peters has averaged 93 miles an hour this year with his fastball, so he's the hardest thrower not only on the staff, but the hardest thrower in the entire Atlantic 10 Conference on average.
And he's got big time swing and miss with that fastball too. D1 average on a fastball is about 18% swing and miss. His is at 34%. Slider's a big time swing and miss pitch for him as well. Show you a changeup.
He's had a sensational season, the best of his career by far. 2-0. Breaking ball miss, so he's come out pumping the breaking balls to these first 2 guys he's seen, but struggling to land it here against Blake Grimmer. Is a strike at 93. For Peters, it's his 4th year in a key role on the VCU staff. First 2 years as starting pitcher, then last year and this year exclusively out of the bullpen with better results. Combined 180 innings and 24 starts in his career. That grabs the outside part of the plate. 3-2.
Boy, pitching a little backwards too. Throwing something other than the fastball, and fastball counts for Peters.
After Eli Holbert was fabulous. VCU's best on the bump this weekend. 3-2. Grimmer strikes out. Boy, that is large from Zach Peters for the first out.
Boy, that's big time too. And he climbed back in the count with the all-speed stuff and then finished with a really good 3-2 breaking ball. That is nice right there.
You said it is such good swing and miss stuff. Top 2 in the A10, and how much swing and miss he gets. Henry Ford sharply fouls. Ford bats for the 4th time, but he's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. All of that against the starter Eli Holbert. Ford, of course, a dramatic home run in the 9th inning yesterday when Tennessee was down to its final out. Ford tied it at 2 at the time before the loss in 14.
That was his team leading 20th home run yesterday for Henry Ford.
With Garrett Wright at second, Zach Peters 1-1. Ford fists this one on the infield, and Alec Warden runs it down for out number 2. NCAA regional coverage for all 16 sites continues tomorrow on ESPN Plus and the ESPN app. For more info, visit ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. So 2 outs, and here comes Trent Grinlinger.
Well, Tennessee just trying to come through with a runner in scoring position. They were 1 for 10 last night, 0 for 4 so far today with runners in scoring position.
Strike one to start to him at 93. Sean Thompson said to us the other day, Zach Peters wants the baseball in the biggest spot in the game.
Well, it looks like it is a slow heartbeat for him.
Cut and a miss. Sheds the hat, no problem, 0-2. Pitcher and Zach Peters, who has grown so much in his time. Sean Thompson said the kid's mindset has really shifted to crave these moments. Doesn't get any bigger than this. Tying run at the plate in the 7th in an elimination game. Zach Peters ready, and he will step off.
Yeah, you got to want these kind of moments, man. If you're going to sit at the back end of a bullpen, you got to be a dude, because all the pressure falls on you.
0-2. Popped up, foul ground. The first baseman, Mayer, is over to make the catch. And the inning's over. Zach Peters stares down Tennessee's best bats and leaves Garrett Wright in scoring position. And 4-seed VCU's got a lead on Tennessee as we hit the stretch.
Bring in your best, man. He navigates leadoff double and then 3 straight outs. And boy, that bench is fired up. And guess who's leading the way? The big fella, Eli Holbert.
Back in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, you're watching the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. 14+ hours of day 2 coverage with 64 teams in the field, and we start these elimination games today. We go to the bottom of the 7th. VCU, the 4-seed, is up 5-3 on Tennessee. Tennessee, the 2-seed in this Chapel Hill Regional.
Boy, Appenzeller came in the 6th inning and drew a line in the sand, faced 2 and punched out 2, and he's got that breaking ball working. And that's what he needs to do to give this Tennessee offense a chance to come back and win this ball game, is stack a couple of zeros and see if this high-powered offense of Tennessee can get rolling.
Against the heart of VCU's lineup with Ty Glether, 3, 4, and 5, to be followed by Jacob Lee and Nick Flores for this VCU program. They only had 17 wins last season. They go back to their rightful place this year as they feel toward the top and at the top of the Atlantic 10.
Well, what a turnaround, too. When you win 20 more games than what you did last year, that's a big turnaround. That is a huge turnaround.
Meantime, 3 up, 3 down, Ben, for Cam Appenzeller, trying to keep Tennessee right where it is.
Appenzeller's doing exactly what he wanted to do. There's the turnaround we're talking about. 37 wins this year, 17 last year. Appenzeller filling up the strike zone to 11 pitches, 10 of which have been strikes.
Jacob Lee bats. It's on an error by the shortstop in the first and then singled in the third. He was telling us earlier today about his recruitment. He's from Chesterfield, Virginia, and his father went to VCU. Jacob told us he wasn't a huge recruit, and he actually committed to 2 head coaches ago. He did not offer there. Sean Stifler was the longtime head coach, and back when you could commit and do recruiting early on in high school. Jacob Lee committed when he was a sophomore, and then Bradley LaCroix took the job, but then he left. And so by the time Jacob Lee actually showed up, it was a 3rd different head coach for him. But he said this, it was always VCU for me. He said it's a really good program that's been good for a long time. Stays alive on 91.
I love his swing, man. He is nice and quiet at home plate, just kind of gets his foot down, gets himself in a hitting position. Appenzeller doing a good job of spinning that breaking ball in there, though.
1-2. Lee was a trendy pick preseason for Conference Player of the Year in the Atlantic 10. He ended up 3rd in OPS. First place in OPS was St. Joe's catcher Blake Primrose, who had an unreal season, and then Dayton's Danny McDougal, some of the best in that league. Nasty from Appenzeller with the breaking ball, who's fanned 3 of the 4 that he's faced.
Oh, I love how he set that breaking ball up too. Elevated the fastball just to the top of the zone and right to about what has been his best pitch really this year is that slider. So you get the elevated fastball, change the eye level, and a really good slider down and in and just underneath the bat of Jacob Lee. So Appenzeller's faced 4 and struck out 3.
10 Ks for Vols pitching. Ball 1 to Nick Flores. Well, you're getting a real good version of Cam Appenzeller today as he goes through the top of VCU's lineup. Miss with the breaking ball, 2-0. Eli Holbert, 42 in the white there, the starting pitcher for VCU.
Man, he is not set down yet, has he? You figure he'd be a little bit tired, but he's not.
He's still got what? The nerves, the energy just.
It's just energy, yeah, man. Just amped up.
Two-1 down, 3-1 from Appenzeller. Pitching here on back-to-back days. He went 14 pitches yesterday. 20+ here now in the 7th. Back with a strike, full count on Nick Flores. Three-two. Up the ladder, popped up, foul ground, and Levi Clark runs it down. 1, 2, 3, and just businesslike from Cam Appenzeller. We go to the 8th inning. What can the Vols do offensively?
Welcome to Squeeze Play. All the highlights, all the big moments.
Get a chance to have some big-time fireworks.
6 to 8 games on the screen at one time.
You're going to be locked in for that.
The season on the line.
Hashtag Squeeze Play. Send us some tweets. Maybe we'll put you on the social wall.
The storybook season will continue.
Squeeze Play, you can always log in on ESPN Plus. Runes and Berkey were going at it. Runes was having some fun with Berkey, saying that Berkey had propped up his chair to look a little bit taller.
Well, that's a shocker.
8th inning, Ben McDonald, Mike Monaco, our entire crew with you from Chapel Hill. Levi Clark leads off 5, 6, and 7. Another heck of a ball game. Tennessee down by 2, facing the best reliever in the A-10, Zach Peters. Tennessee got 2 runs in the 3rd and 1 in the 6th. After they trailed 5-2 at that point.
Time for Tennessee to get something going, man. They're running out of outs right now. 6 outs to work with.
After the heartbreaker yesterday, 3-0 is a strike. 3-1 on Levi Clark, who's popped the second and struck out a couple of times on sliders. Clark yesterday had 1 hit and 6 trips. Full count on Levi Clark. Zach Peters came on in the 7th, an inning ago, gave up a leadoff double to Garrett Wright, and then slammed the door shut from there. Strikeout, pop out again, and foul, ground to first. Here in the 8th is 3-2. Clark hits it right into the shift, and it eats up Warden. His throw to first is not in time. Clark is on, and the tying run comes to the plate for Tennessee in the 8th inning.
What an odd play, man. The shift is on, so Warden's on the shortstop side of second base. He had an opportunity. The ball kicked right to DeFranco, too, and he had an opportunity, I think, if he fields it cleanly and picks it up right away. Watch this ball, a little top spin, so it comes up on him right there, but then he kicks right to the shortstop, DeFranco, and he has an opportunity to pick it up right here and maybe make a play, but he misses it as well. It'll go down as a base hit and a single, and a good start for the Balls here in the top of the 8th.
Now Reese Chapman clobbers one in the air into the right field corner, and that ball hooks foul. Wow.
We almost had ourselves a tie ball game.
Chapman jumping on that fastball after Reese already popped a 2-run pump, the oppo in the 3rd.
Man, that is selling out for a heater right there. And if you're reading bats, you think Peters is throwing something off speed.
Boy, sticks with the fastball, 1-1 on the senior Reese Chapman. Chapman's had a great steady season. He has cut down on Chase this year. Big focus for him after he didn't get drafted last year. On the ground, sharply center field, base hit, Reese Chapman. Levi Clark goes first to 3rd. Tying runs aboard for Tennessee with nobody out in the 8th.
Here come the Balls. Well, a couple of mistake pitches right there by Peters. Hung a breaking ball to Reese Chapman. He just powered it right back through the middle. Watch this swing. That's a nice job of flattening your bat on the ball right at the top of the zone. Just powers it through the infield. So 1st and 3rd here in the 8th, and nobody out. This is an easy read right here. Ball right in front of you. Levi Clark, 1st to 3rd.
Two on for Stone Lawless, who homered his last time on a ball he demolished. Lawless in the air to center at Petit, who backs up to make the catch. Plenty deep for Levi Clark to tag and score, and Tennessee is within a run.
Well done by Stone Lawless. And a ball, another ball that's elevated. In those situations, that's kind of what you're looking for as a hitter. Maybe a ball just elevated enough to shove it deep enough. Stone Lawless does it perfectly. A couple of RBIs for him today. And the wind, we got a little bit different wind today now. And a little bit stronger wind today. Kind of pushing straight out of center field.
So here's Manny Marin. That's up and out from Peters to Marin in the 8th spot. Single his first time, then a ground out to 3rd, and then a line out to 1st. His last time in the 6th. Marin chases up top. He's got the highest chase rate in the SEC. JoJo Howie comes out, pitching coach for VCU. You've mentioned a lot of these pitches have been up from St. Peters. Maybe Howie just spotting something mechanics.
Yeah, and sometimes when the ball is elevated, matter of fact, most of the time when it's elevated for a pitcher is because your body's a little bit out in front of your arms. That might be what this conversation is back saying. I need you to stay over the top of the rubber just a shade longer and drive the ball more downhill when you're at your best.
Action in the bullpen. That's sophomore right-hander Cooper Campbell from the low slot, side armor, up and working for VCU. Again, Peters can give you length. Been able to do that in his role as a back-end guy for VCU. Longest outing this year is 4 innings. Plenty of times, though, the pitch count in the 50s, into the 60s. He went into the 80s with his pitch count the final weekend of the regular season, and then he pitched 3 times, 3 days in a row in the conference tournament. So in theory, he can take you the rest of the way. One. That's down, and it gets away from Jacob Lee. Wow. Reese Chapman moves up into scoring position on what will probably be a pass ball.
You see Jacob Lee upset with himself because he knows that's a tying run now in scoring position. Just a little spinner down. He does everything right. Just didn't get the glove quite as far. Like he got hung up in the web and just squirts by him. Boy, Tennessee still hunting that big base hit with a runner in scoring position.
Aaron pops it up. Foul ground. Long way to go. Adelman is over and makes the catch. Reese Chapman tags and moves up 90. But now 2 down in the inning. So 2 outs. Reese Chapman over to 3rd, representing the tying run here in the 8th inning. And here comes Jay Abernathy. 9th spot in the order. Speedy center fielders, 1 for 3 with a really nice backside single in the 2nd. Since then, a fly out to center and then a strikeout looking. All against the starter, Eli Holbert. First pitch is dotted for strike 1.
Boy, and Jacob Lee, the catcher for VCU, he has to be on his game right now.
After he just had that pass ball to move up Reese Chapman. 0-1. Abernathy on the ground. Back at first, Quinn Mayer to preserve the lead.
Well, our first basemen have put on a show, a defensive clinic so far here at the Chapel Hill Regional. That was a tough chance right there. That ball is scorched off the bat to the backhand side, but Quinn Mayer comes up big and gets VCU off the field. Watch this play here. This ball could have kicked up. This is outstanding. I love how he pushed through it. He said, I'll take it myself, but the ball's getting 1 back. We're in a 1-run game.
bottom of the 8th inning in Tennessee, when they trail entering the 8th inning this year, they don't have a win. Meantime, VCU, when they've been leading entering the 8th inning, you see the record, and that's 27 straight wins when they lead entering the 8th inning, because again, this is the best pitching staff in the Atlantic 10. Nate Kirkpatrick goes first pitch swinging, and Cam Appenzeller induces a fly ball to Garrett Wright for the first out.
Well, give Appenzeller so much credit, man. He just kind of drew a line in the sand and big time when he came in. Runner on second base, back-to-back strikeouts, and he went through the 7th inning, 3 up and 3 down, and now he's collected the first out. He's given this Tennessee offense a chance to climb back in this ballgame, and they have.
And he's done it with pitch efficiency, too, pitching for the 2nd day in a row for the first time in his young college career in this great freshman season. Quinn Mayer, the batter, after he just made a heck of a pick on a ground ball hit at 101 off Jay Abernathy's bat. And you loved what he did.
Yeah,
his glove
it
work.
just told me confidence. All the work that you do, and he pushed through. He didn't just try to catch that ball. He caught it the right way, meaning he just put his glove to the ball and pushed through it to collect it.
First baseman that his head coach Sean Thompson gushes about. Told us Quinn Mayer has changed a lot of games for us defensively.
Yeah, because you think about first baseman a lot of times is not being one of the best athletes on the infield, but when you get an athletic first baseman that can pick the ball out of the dirt, make plays, mobile a little bit, it's a difference maker to your defense.
Takes just outside. Now it's 3-1 from Cam Appenzeller. There, it's some very nice defense last night against North Carolina, too. Cutting a miss. Full count.
Well, if you're VCU, you would love to tack on a run here.
You got top of the order coming for Tennessee. 3-2. Strike 3 called. Appenzeller pins one to the bottom of the zone, and he has set down 7 straight.
Well, you talk about own your game. And he did it a lot with the breaking balls early in his outing, but this is a perfect fastball. Look where this pitch is. I mean, just a paint piece right on the outside edge. You can't do it any better than that.
And now Alec Warden with the bases empty and 2 down. He had a sac fly in the 4th. And then Warden was at the plate in the 5th inning when Nick Flores tried to steal home. So remember those couple of plays. And 2 outs VCU has made at the plate on this one. Flores trying to steal home, and then Michael Petit thrown out by Garrett Wright at home in the 3rd.
And the bottom part of this VCU lineup, man, they've gotten it done today. You look at 7, 8, and 9. Mayer in the 7 hole, been on twice with an RBI. Warden has a base hit with an RBI, and of course the home run by Alderman too as well. So 7, 8, and 9 been very productive for VCU today.
Penn State transfer Warden is in a 2-ball, 2-strike count, and Appenzeller trying to get the balls right back in the dugout for the top of the lineup. If you can say this about a freshman, this is vintage Cam Appenzeller.
Yes. This is a big-time performance here.
Like the first half of the season. Cut out and missed! Cam Appenzeller has met the moment in the NCAA tournament. And a ball season is on the brink with Wright and Grimmer and Ford due up for Tennessee. baseball regionals are presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? We hit the 9th inning in this elimination game, and 2 seasons hang in the balance. VCU, the 4 seed, powered by Eli Holbert, trying to pull off an enormous win, while 2 seed Tennessee still clings to hope. They've scored the last 2 runs in this game, and they've got the top of the order ready to face VCU superstar reliever Zach Peters.
Boy, and this first batter is so big for both of these teams in this situation.
Garrett Wright went first pitch swing against Peters last time and doubled to left. He takes the breaking ball down as Wright leads off. He's been aboard all 4 times in this game and had tons of hard contact yesterday in their opener against the senior right-hander Zach Peters. 1-0 and lands for a strike, 1-1. Tennessee trying to prolong its season and avoid 2 and out in Chapel Hill. Wright chases up the ladder, 1-2.
Well, Peters can kind of lull you to sleep with that slow curveball, then 93. And it's a big adjustment between the speeds for a hitter.
The Steely Seniors 1-2. Wright lays off. Fastball up now off of that, to your point.
Yeah, good. And the breaking ball's been really good, too. I mean, anytime it's 2-2, you have options. But the last thing you want to do is a leadoff walk. So I like to make it happen on a 2-2 count. Right here and right now if I'm on the bump. I don't want to get to 3-2 and get more predictable count.
2-2. No chase, too high. Now it is full on Garrett Wright. Blake Grimmer's on deck. He's 0 for 4 in this game, but had a couple hits, including a home run yesterday against East Carolina. Three-two. Cold strike 3. 1 away.
Big time pitch. Big time pitch. 3-2 count, got to throw a strike. He takes that fastball and just paints it to the inside part.
Josh Elander was just barking at the home plate umpire, Chuck Girolamo, too, on a pitch they thought was in.
Man, that is close.
Pretty good case.
Pretty good case.
So now down to their last 2 outs. Boy, they did not like the pitch to Henry Ford earlier in this game, and now this. And Garrett Wright thought it was in too. Screaming at Michael Hinojosa. And now a check swing dribbler foul on Blake Grimmer. VCU adjusts its defensive positioning pre-pitch, and Kirkpatrick comes all the way over into the overshift to the right of second from third. The 1-1. It's up high, 2-1 from Peters. River lays off, 3-1 here in the top of the 9th inning. He's punched out twice. He has a fly out to right and a really sharp line out to center. And facing Peters for the 2nd time. Ran it full the first time and then struck out on a curveball. That misses, and the tying runs aboard for Tennessee. And here comes Henry Ford, who yesterday in the 9th inning tied the game against East Carolina.
Boy, he did it. He did it off a tough customer in Norby, too. Got a fastball. I still don't think it was a strike. Kind of up and in. He pulled the hands in tight. A bomb out to left field. His 20th long ball of the season. 0 for 4 day today, though, with 3 strikeouts. But nobody's going to remember those 3 strikeouts with a big base hit here.
First pitch. Ford lashes it foul on the heater to start. Henry Ford has been a stalwart in this Tennessee lineup all season. Transferred in from Virginia. Uber productive across all 3 years in his career. Zach Peters 0-1. Caught out and missed as he goes to the breaking ball. VCU 2 outs away from a momentous win in this turnaround season.
And Grimmer over at first base, only 1 stolen base on the year, so not likely to be going anywhere.
Peters strikes out Ford, and there's 2 away.
Elevated heater right after a breaking ball. Zach Peters starting to feel it now. 3 strikeouts today. Breaking ball down and takes that 4-seamer just right above the top of the zone for a huge swing and miss, and Tennessee down to their final out.
And they've got their freshman cleanup hitter, Trent Grindlinger. He's got 2 singles today. First pitch, fouled away, 0-1. Boy, how about this VCU squad that played 6 games in 5 days at the A-10 tournament, playing through rain to get here. Into a regional again after only 17 wins last season. Trying to knock out Tennessee. 0-2. And with a senior on the mound in Zach Peters, following the starter Eli Holbert, who can hardly bear to watch.
He's got the mask on. He don't even want to watch.
Against a team that has dominated this decade in college baseball. Zach Peters 0-2. He's up and away to Trent Grindlinger. Peters, a savvy guy. He has not been sped up.
Yeah. Peters got options here. He can bounce a breaking ball, try to get that swing and miss, or maybe elevate a fastball, but I would stay away from the plate.
Zach Peters 1-2. In the air on a line to right, and Adelman makes the catch. VCU victorious.
Wow. Well, there's your dude right there. And he's still packing a lot of energy. Boy, you hate it for Tennessee. They really came on strong at the end of the year. Really lit it up. They won 4 of their final 6 SEC series, man, but VCU was just better today. They were just better. Now look at Tennessee for these 2 games that they lost, man. They hit 300 with runners in scoring position all season long. They were 1 for 17, including 0 for 7 in this game. They just couldn't come up with enough big base hits with runners in scoring position.
I mean, simply incredible from VCU, knocking out Tennessee and staying alive. And moving on to tomorrow, noon Eastern. They will get whoever loses tonight between North Carolina and East Carolina, game that's at 5 Eastern over on ACC Network. Man, oh man, what a moment for VCU, who, look, their athletic department these last couple of months, whether in men's basketball or now in baseball, has had some massive moments.
They just believe, man. They believe they can, and they are doing right now.
Auburn, NC State is coming up next with Mark Neely and Greg Olson. For Ben McDonald and our entire excellent crew behind the scenes, Mike Monaco saying so long. VCU knocks out Tennessee and stays alive.